Hello, all you beautiful people.
I know, right? We have quite a list of people that are in here. I see I
Yes.
I see this one right here. Got to throw it up because it's Marilyn. I like to call her
Oh,
mom. It's the idea of the mom that I always wanted. Yeah.
is that
You can call
right?
Duncan dad.
I mean, Marilyn is just such a sweet soul, I tell you. Candy's live, and here we go. Oh no, Nora is in the house. Yay, yay,
Yippee.
yay. You know,
Right?
Nora,
Right, Miss Nora.
it would be lovely to have you with us on this one because boy, you were in the thick of it there too. Because we're talking about Celebrity Center today, but hold on, we're gonna acknowledge all these people here. Like here we got somebody from Southern Maryland, Lisa. Hi, Lisa. What do we have again here? We have the Greater Daughters of Dianetics in the house.
Alicia in
Alicia,
the
hi.
house.
Yes. And we have I don't know what that means, but bonjour from Quebec City. Thank you, Frankie.
It's hello from Quebec City.
Yes. And Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, Lancaster, PA, Atlanta, Georgia. Uh-oh, now they're really coming. Clearwater, New York City. That's so awesome. Really, from Belgium? Hello, Amy and Liz. Greetings from Belgium. My respect for all you SBTV members is bigger than words. You are the ones clearing the planet. Well, I hope we're clearing the planet. We're trying to clear the planet of at least one destructive cult while just
Yep.
educating people on what cults are so that they can eradicate any that come in their territory as well.
Right? And
Right?
keep their family and friends far, far away.
Absolutely. So yeah, any information that we can reveal that gives people the idea of what goes on behind the scenes in this supposed religion
Yep.
uh, with star-studded whatevers makes me gag. Here's somebody from Germany, Usi, Clearwater, Gothenburg. I guess we're doing this early enough in the day that people in Europe can be with us. I'm so happy about
Right?
that.
Because a lot of them are between 8 hours and 15 hours ahead.
Yeah, yeah. Some of them are only 6, so that, you know,
From
I
you?
was
Oh, yeah,
surprised that
from you.
UK. Yeah, England was only 6 hours ahead. I was surprised. So you're both such incredible and strong women. Wow. Happy to see this today. Thank you, the Gray Zone. Oh, is this our
That
beautiful
is Vanessa
Yes,
Baboop.
Vanessa. Thank you so much for that beautiful comment. And, oh, I just have to acknowledge these people. Look at this from Singapore,
Singapore. Nice.
East Texas. Okay, Chicago, Massachusetts. I better get off of this now. Clearwater, Gothenburg. Okay, so we got Oregon going on. I'm gonna get off of this now. Thank you all for telling us where you're here from. Southwest Louisiana, Brisbane, Australia. And I want to thank you, Liz. I am going to hide these right this second. Um, because I want to thank you so much for coming with me on this live so that we can talk about Celebrity Center. We
It was a
have
place.
in Yes, we have in 1 week from today, we have a live protest that's going to be occurring at Celebrity Center International um, because Celebrity Center is the face of Scientology and gives credit to a dangerous cult. And Celebrity Center International staff specifically covered up decades worth of sexual assault on other members and general people, and they covered it up. And so it's a destructive cult that somehow gives, Scientology that people get the idea from Scientology or, from Celebrity Center that Scientology is okay in some sort
Like,
of
it's amazing. We
way.
can teach you to act, we can teach you to love. Yeah,
Yes. And so you worked there,
I
and
did.
yes, and I was responsible for putting it there as an organization. for
And
many.
your name brought fear. Like fear. We used to bring chills down my spine.
No, it did not. It did not.
Because the idea of because the idea of you was
Really?
this very, you know, in ethics, like your ethics was right at the top, you know, but you had this presence that was like either fear or people wanted to be you. And so it was like, Amy Scobee, she's coming, you know, and I would shake in my pants because I knew that if I messed up around you, I could get in trouble. And now that I know you as a person, I'm like, oh God, you were the sweetest person ever. Like, why was I so scared of your name?
I hate giving anyone that impression, you know, and I know that it would. You're wearing commander stripes, you're coming in, you're all business, you know. And yeah, if I said you go to the rehabilitation project force, they actually have to go, you know.
Yeah.
So I know that, and I did that with one person. I think her name was Erin, who was kissing a celebrity who was a professional golfer. And so I sent her to the rehabilitation project force. So, that could happen. So I understand that. And I did try to be not an ass.
I don't think you were
And
an
I
ass. I think just people, it's almost like the concept of putting someone on a pedestal and then nobody can attain that pedestal's type of status. And so
right.
it was almost like you were bumped up so big that you were just, oh, oh, Amy.
Oh, I hate that. So you have no idea how much I hate that so much. And the other thing is, like one day I would be wearing my commander stripes, and I'll show you some pictures. I got some pictures here. Um, and then the next day I'd be on the RPF in a boiler suit running around. So I always tried to be compassionate to people and understanding and everything while trying to do my job. So I didn't go to the RPF for my 100th time. But so I never wanted that. I never encouraged that. And I always tried to be kind to people because I felt like I'm their equal. I just so happened to be assigned this damn job,
At
or
this
whatever
moment. Yeah.
at this
And
moment. And who knows?
I relate to that so tremendously because I was the EPFIC. And
Oh,
so
okay.
one day
And
I'm
so
the
what that is,
EPFIC. Oh,
but if somebody doesn't know what that is, it's the Estates Project Force, and IC is in charge.
in
So
charge.
that meant she was in charge. She was over every single person that was in the Estates Project Force, and those are people who are training to become good Sea Org members. So that was your job, huh?
That was my job. That was one of my many posts.
Okay.
And so I'd be on that position and then I'd be on decks. And then I'd be back on that position and then I'd be on decks. But
Right.
nobody would talk to me when I was on deck. And then all of a sudden I'm back to being the EPFIC and I've earned my way back. And then I couldn't recruit my mom. And so I'm back as on decks. And then they bring me back. It was a
You couldn't recruit
hodgepodge.
your mom, and then they stuck you on the decks for that?
Yeah. I
It
was put
wasn't
in
me.
treason
It
because
wasn't me.
no, it was a nice, it's, Miss Renee Duzak.
Oh god.
She, so the whole story that I got, I'll just
Mhm.
give you the overview. Her
Yeah.
husband was put at a different post at a higher org. And so she wanted someone to replace her
Yeah.
so that she could go to the higher org. Well, the only person that she knew that she could potentially recruit was my mom, because my mom was the LRH comm of AOLA when Renee Duzak was at AOLA.
Oh god. Okay, so AOLA, in case anyone watching doesn't know, is the Advanced Organization for Los Angeles, AOLA. And, that is in the blue buildings.
Yep.
Yep.
Nice little blue buildings. I grew up in
Mhm.
Pac Base.
Nice. So she wanted
But
your mom.
she
And
wanted my
so
mom to replace her. So
mhm.
if my mom replaced her, so my mom is clear, or what's known as, taking full responsibility for one's actions. Um, sorry, everybody, it makes me want to vomit sometimes.
I know, I know.
So it was like this great exchange, but no matter how much I tried, my mom was like, nope, negative. I'm not rejoining. The only time I'm
Mm.
going to rejoin is if I get a post in flag. And
Oh,
I'm like,
okay.
So I tell Renee this, and Renee's like, that's out ethics. Like, if she's willing to rejoin Flag, then you could have easily talked her into Celebrity Center. And
Oh
I'm
God.
like, but they're two different places.
Yeah.
So
She should have done it herself, but
yeah.
yeah, I remember her. She was, she had a mean streak. I know. She was an executive for a very long time. She was at AOLA at one point,
Mm-hmm.
and then came over to Celebrity Center. And I think she was the chief officer. Was she the chief officer when you were there, or she was the management?
She was in management. She was the LRHcom CC network.
Right. Yep. Oh, that's so mean. So you got busted because of that.
Yep.
What years were you working at Celebrity Center?
So 17 to 20 to 2000. I keep saying 2020, but until I was 20.
Until you were 20. Okay.
Yep.
So from ages 17. Is that what you're saying? Okay, so what year was that you started working?
97.
1997. I was definitely WDC Celebrity Center then. Oh gosh. So I started, I'm going to show a few photos. How do you guys like the thumbnail I used for the, yeah, there's my little
everybody
thumbnail.
says I have a gorgeous smile.
You do. Look at that. Absolutely. And so let's see what photos I want to show you. So this is an external shot of Celebrity Center, which gives you a little bit of an overview. I stole it from Getty Images, whatever that means. So this is the Celebrity Center building, and it's got a city block,
Yeah, it's a whole city block.
Yeah, that green roof right there is called the pavilion, and that's where a lot of the events would take place. And then in front of that is the parking structure, and that's the top floor. And underneath that is also for celebrities. It's got, locked gates and all kinds of stuff for security down below. There's a private area, which was for the president's office and top celebrities, and otherwise for other celebrities. They got outside the gates.
Yep. You had to park on the street. You were just the common folk.
Yep. And so also the events, because there were so many people there, the whole top structure of the parking structure would be converted into the event. It wasn't held inside the pavilion or anything like that because it's too small there. So the whole thing was, oh man, when we poured the concrete for that parking structure, it had to be one continuous pour. So we had, I don't know how many cement trucks lined up back to back to back to back to back until they all emptied out, and we did one continuous pour on that huge gigantic structure. I don't know why it had to be done like that. I guess it's more secure that way, but it was a long day.
Yeah.
And
so it's setting up for the galas. That was days. Oh, let's not forget the fact that was it days of preparation. It was days of starving yourself so that you could fit into a tiny dress. And then they'd be like, oh my God, you're being out 2D because you're showing your boobs. And I'm like, where would you like me to put them in this ridiculous dress? Like,
oh my God. Where did you get the dress anyway?
A lot of times, like, they would hand us dresses like, here you go. And my mom, bless her heart, she sent me a couple dresses so that I would be prepared for the gala. And
that's again, what you're trying to squeeze into, right?
Yeah, that's what you want me to squeeze my body into. And I either have uniboob or I have boobs that are about to explode. And they sit there, you're out 2D. You're flaunting yourself. I'm like, not trying to. I would love it if you just let me wear a tuxedo.
Right. Luckily, I was so flat. I never had that problem. I literally never had that problem. And then, but I had to borrow. I borrowed all the time. I have some photos in here. Let me get it real quick. Okay. First of all, here I am, innocent and sweet. That's what I look like as a Watchdog Committee member. See, I didn't look mean. This is at Celebrity Center. And this was Celebrity Center sent me flowers for my birthday.
Yep, we all had to pitch in with our huge amount of pay.
Did you really? I'm so sorry. Oh man, I need to send you a
Sometimes I didn't mind. Sometimes I didn't mind because you know what, when it was done with in such a way where it was like you're appreciating someone, I didn't mind. But then when it would happen every other week, I'm like, how many
Ah.
people are we going to appreciate? Because I need cigarettes. I definitely need feminine hygiene supplies. And can't we just say happy birthday and do a hip hip?
We're going to appreciate I need cigarettes.
Yep. I think that you can't even help it.
Oh, that got me. Oh, yeah. How many are we going to appreciate? Oh, so this is me in my whites with my commander stripes on.
Yeah.
This girl here, she joined the Sea Org. Her name is Julie Schwartz. She joined the Sea Org. Well, did she join? She was taken in as a baby. I got pictures of her as a baby on Clearwater Beach with me. I was her godmother. She's about 13, I think, in this picture, up lines. But she left the Sea Org. I don't know where she is or how she's doing, but she left the Sea Org quite some time ago, which is really good. But she was a programs operator up there, and that's me with her there. And this was at
the whites
gala. Oh, I know. Believe me. This is at the gala, taking pictures at the gala, and then at Celebrity Center. And this is me and Tommy Davis preparing for the gala. Yeah.
The one I always remember is his unibrow.
He did.
Like sometimes
God,
it made it hard
cracking me up today
because they would be like moving with him. And I'm like, why do we? Because to prep ourselves for the gala, I don't know if you remember this, but Vanessa V-Boop or Vanessa from the Gray Zone, her mom would come in and cut all our hairs.
Oh, really?
And so, I mean, we did have to
probably
pay
met her
like $10. And so we had to look a certain way. And the lady would come in and be like, your eyebrows are so perfect, but I just have to wax right here. And she, and sit there and shape your eyebrows so that they would look so pretty. And it was such torture because I'm paying you to torture me so that I can look super girly.
Yeah. I mean, it was important. It was important for, like, one of the key things is all the staff had to look perfect because of the celebrities and the opinion leaders and all the, big wigs and big money people or whatever that come to these galas. So everyone had to look so perfect and be drilled left, right, and center on what it was they were going to do. So there were no flubs, It was really, really.
You couldn't just stand around. You had to look productive the entire time. Ethics presence. Do not be disrespectful. Do not look someone in the eye.
Is that a rule? I never heard that one. Somebody else told me that too. Was that grooved in that you couldn't look at somebody besides Tom Cruise?
Couldn't look a celebrity in the eye. Couldn't look them in the eye. Like when you're having a conversation with them, it was literally so disrespectful that I'd be like, I am absolutely listening to you. Thank you so very much for your communication. Wow, I didn't even think about that point. Thank you so much. And I'm sitting there like, oh my God.
And he's or she is probably thinking that person needs to do some TR0, which is
right. Or
which teaches you to confront
Let's
somebody.
redo the etiquette course. And it's like, this might make you laugh. Okay. So you remember the etiquette course, right?
Yeah, of course.
So I was sitting there with my wife and I'm like, look, I'm going to show you the etiquette course. So you can shake hands with someone like this and they're equals. You shake hands with someone like this and you're below them. You shake hands and you touch like this, then you're above them. You're their senior. And she's like, that is this gross handshake. Like should be just a handshake. And I'm like, we had to be drilled on how to shake someone's hand properly.
And it had to be firm too, because that shows authority. I never have shaken somebody's hand like I have shaken, I don't care if that's grammatically okay, but whatever. Tom Cruise, he almost broke my hand. Like literally my knuckles were cracking inside, as he grabbed my hand and just like this. And I don't do limpy, here's my hand kind of handshakes. I do good handshakes, but he grabbed the hell out of my hand and shook it. And the other person that was similar to that was his assistant, Andrea. So I bet you he taught her how to do it because
Right?
it
It's
was.
that, yeah. It's that
Yeah.
breaking your soul handshake where you're
And
like,
and
am I going to be
but
able
he
to
was like,
write?
he was holding my hand really tight and then looking in my eyes like this, and I was like,
Hey, at least you're
"Hi."
allowed to look back.
Yeah, I was allowed to. No one told me about this. Don't look at them in the eyes. I never heard that before. That's
Yeah.
stupid.
Like when John Travolta came and did his photo op for the general's daughter,
Hmm.
I had to stand there and don't look him in the eye, but look like you're so impressed with whatever it is he's saying for this picture. And so I sit there and I'm like, the stupidest face I could think of, but oh my God, he just said the most impressive thing. And
Absolutely.
we got that
We're
stupid
just
picture.
gaga. We're just gaga over these people, right?
Yeah.
I was never like that. Part of the reason why I didn't have this thing about celebrities, it was probably a good thing that they put me on it because I had nothing on celebrities. Like it was like there's one person, there's another person there. I didn't have a thing on it. But part of the reason why is because I was so clueless, having joined Scientology at age 14, and before that, I never really went to movies or anything like that too much, as a kid. I did school and played with my friends, and, then I joined the Sea Org, and I'm just working, and we're not seeing movies. I don't know celebrities. We don't read magazines. Our TVs were taken away from us. How am I supposed to know? I mean, and then somebody is, like, acting, impressed that so and so just came in the building, and I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah, right. Because then once you get to know that they're really just people,
Yeah.
they're just average humans that think that they walk on water
Yeah.
and they can cure themselves of all ailments.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. I got assigned before I went and became, the Watchdog Committee member for Celebrity Centers. It's called WDC-CC. How about having that for a post title for a decade? WDC-CC. Um, Before I went on that job, I was assigned to manning up Tom Cruise's household with staff that were all Scientologists, and I had to get them approved by Shelley Miscavige. And, so I went down to LA and pulling people in and interviewing them for jobs, and I wasn't telling them who it was for or anything like that. It was like a covert thing. So here I am working for Tom Cruise to get his household manned up so that, it gets them kept in the fold, because they're surrounded now by Scientology. Like, it's not
Yep.
just. Yeah, and that keeps them in. But, yeah, I did that project. That was 1990, and then 1991, I became the Watchdog Committee member over Celebrity Centers. So this is a gala photo. um, we had, I mean, it's all glitz and glamour, isn't it? I don't know
Yeah, but
how
you
much
got
we
a
paid.
beautiful view of the premiere suite.
Yeah, I stayed in the hotel while I was working down there, checking out all the rooms, checking out all the meals,
I
because we
will
were.
say from
Mhm.
because when I first graduated the EPF, I was put on to housekeeping for like a minute. I have kept some of those traditions. Like, we've got dogs, a little bit of lime, lemon with some baking soda under a bed clears out all scents. So if you have a teenager that likes to fart and stink up their room, or they're just stinky boys, a little bit of baking soda, some lemon or lime, put it right under the bed.
Is that right?
Gets rid of all odors. We had so many people that would smoke in their rooms and it would smell like an ashtray. And we had to figure out how to make it smell better.
Yeah, yeah. Fumigate the place.
Yeah, like
Oh, yes. Okay, let's see what else I have for you. So, this is all on the parking structure outside.
yep.
See, I don't know why it never rains during the CC Gala, but it would be a big problem if it did because
Yep.
that's where they hold their stuff is all outside. Um,
And Golden Era sets that up.
Golden Era?
Golden Era sets up the production part of it.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yep.
they didn't when I was there, so they must have taken it over at a certain point.
Yep.
I
Well,
I
I don't know
remember
when
one.
they took it over, but I know that my dad, so when I was in CC Network and my dad came in close to the gala, it was so beautiful when Renee had to salute my dad, and I stood up and was like, "Hi, Dad." It was so beautiful when she's like, "Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What do you need, sir? Is there anything I can help you with, sir?" And I'm just like, "Hi, Dad. How's it going?"
That's my dad.
That's my dad.
You can think twice about assigning me to the decks next time, lady.
Yep. It felt so good. And he was like, "Oh, no, I'm just here to visit as her father."
Yeah, nice. So, yeah, oh, it was always so beautiful. Somebody anyway, I won't get distracted um, it was always so beautiful on the CC Gala because, like, twinkle lights in all the we didn't spare any expense. Twinkle lights in all the trees and the best this and the best that and the linens of this and that, and just set it up because this was the time to bring for all the celebrities to bring their friends, to bring their contacts, to bring their opinion leaders, everybody in and introduce them. This is Scientology, as if this is Scientology. um, to give them that kind of glorious example. And Cece would work really hard at giving checks to like the police activity leagues or different things like this so that that all could be promoted. It and money talks, and you're going to schmooze these people and wine and dine them and line their pockets with money. They're going to say, they're going to stick by you.
Yeah.
And that's it's a problem. It's a problem. So, you know,
For me personally, I remember seeing the police of chiefs, the chief of police there many of times in
yes.
his whole outfit, all decked out. Like, that is the chief of police. You should respect that person.
Mhm.
I don't know you from Joe Schmo, buddy,
Yeah. Yeah.
but we all had to be nice and show them respect and admiration. And aren't we happy here? Yeah, let me put on
Yeah.
rose. I'm just going to grab a rose from the rose garden. I'm going to cover it all over my body so that you realize that, I'm not trapped behind these walls. And you
Oh
think
my
everything is
god.
glorious and wonderful, but really it's hell.
Everyone is supposed to smile. Everyone is supposed to be dressed perfectly, like all this stuff. And it's just a facade. It's such a facade. Celebrity Center International needs to be shut down actually because it I think is probably the worst thing that happened to Scientology because of Scientology because it is what gives any sort of legitimacy, quote unquote, or whatever to Scientology. What other organization are they going to take somebody to? And,
Yeah, they're
all
not going
these
to take them to
opinion leaders.
AOLA or anything. They're going to take them to Celebrity Center where they could be treated like a god.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Yeah.
you know, that's
They're love
some
bombed.
people want
It's
that.
when you look at, Jason Begay, who's
Yeah, I
on
remember
Chicago
him.
PD. Okay, so when he first came in, I was there, and somebody was introducing him, and the strategy is to love bomb these people, and he did a video about, no, it wasn't hell for him. In fact, he was love bombed. They would do anything. If you said anything, they would just do it, and that's how they were trained. Because once he's in, then all of his friends he will talk to, and he will, uh, the money will come in and the people will come in because it gives legitimacy to the cult. And so, yeah, it was interesting to see him say, "No, it wasn't the most horrible thing I've ever experienced. In fact, I was totally love bombed." And I said, "Yeah, that was the strategy of CC."
Yeah,
you
because
know?
that whole the big concept there was like recruits like. So if you get one celebrity, then they have other friends that are celebrities, so you can get two. And if they can
Oh,
get two, then each person gets 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then all of a sudden you're like, you've recruited a bunch of celebrities to say that this
yeah.
is a magnificent thing. And we all know the one thing difference between celebrities and everybody else that's out there is the size of their checking account.
Big time. They have some skill, obviously, to be able to act, say, camera roll them and then go into some sort of, things. I'm actually really surprised if somebody said camera roll them, I'd be like, but yeah, so okay, you're good at that. Good. At the same time, why do we all have to feel less than because of that? But one of the other things that I was going to say is, I don't know. I mean, Celebrity Center International's their strategy is to make celebrities into walking success stories of Scientology, because that's what promotes more people to come in. And every single celebrity was given the task of bringing in more people, and product officer prodded to get more people coming in. And there's
Yep.
all kinds of ways that they do that. And I want to tell you about those. I know that you know them, but I want to talk about it here so other people know what their strategies are. Um, and okay, I'm going to go back to the photos for a minute. This is me with Isaac Hayes at one of our galas. Isaac Hayes, he was my favorite celebrity. He sadly passed of a stroke, but I don't know if you know him. He's the one who sings Shaft.
I
Um,
met him. I met him twice, and he was nice to me.
I know he's super nice. He's super nice. And this is us at a dinner together. You can see the nice back of my red head.
Hmm.
But that top that I'm wearing was a borrowed top, right? And it had ruffles, long ruffles on the sleeve, which I always wear a uniform. I've never had ruffles on my sleeve. So I'm, grabbing something or just sitting there, and my entire sleeve is in the red tomato soup. And
Oh, you
Isaac
got to
like
point it out.
he had to point it out, and it was just so funny. Of course, the stain didn't come out either. But anyway, yeah, Isaac, he was a total sweetheart. I really, really enjoyed him. He was new. He got in because he was doing a film, and they were using the Manor Hotel as the location. And Alfredi Johnson, who's somebody who he somehow knew or whatever, was there and started introducing him to Scientology, and he you know just got rolling on it and stuff. This is another picture. I didn't mean to show that one, but that's another picture of me in my. I did a lot of speeches and stuff like that. Yeah,
Hmm.
this is in Italy. It's in Italy. Um, Behind me, the sign says, it's a big sign that says Destination OT, which means Operating Thetan. And they're called Flag World Tour events. We would go out around the world and promote to get people into the Flag Land base to do the upper levels. But anyway, so as a management person, different management people would go out, and I went all over the place. That's how I got to go to Hawaii and New York for my first time, Italy,
CC New
Paris.
York.
Yeah.
I
Oh boy.
remember them all.
Yes. So then the next slide is, now this is interesting. These are two different pictures. So this first one is me with, her name is Sharon Hauk. She was in the Watchdog Committee. So now you're seeing a Watchdog Committee member who ended up going in the hole, and she's still up there. And she was my friend since we were teenagers. Um, and she is still trapped in there. And I remember one time, we've worked together so much in different positions and everything, and she needed to urgently go home for an event with her family, maybe a wedding, maybe a funeral, and it was being disapproved or whatever. So I kind of overrid that, and I said it was okay for her to go, and she went. And she always thanked me for that. And anyway, she's a sweetheart, and she's still freaking there and still locked up, and it upsets me so much. And then on the right, this is another time we were at Celebrity Center with my dorky looking haircut. And
Hey,
this
it
is
was
another that,
popular at the time.
yeah, it was probably maybe. um, I had to do it myself. I learned to cut my own hair, because since when do you go to the hairstylist anyway? Um, so this is Barbara McHenry, and she was another Watchdog Committee member. She was over the WISE sector, which is the World Institute of Scientology Enterprise. It's all the business end of it. She was a Watchdog Committee member for some time, and I understand that she later became the commanding officer of Golden Era Productions at one point, and probably was busted because nobody lasts on that. But yeah, so these are photos of Watchdog Committee members that have not been seen before by anyone. So there you go. You guys are all the firsts
How did you get
on
out with
that.
pictures? Maybe because they went through. So I love that you got out with pictures, but
Yeah.
it blows my mind because I love taking pictures. I've loved taking
Yeah.
pictures for a long time. And so
Yeah.
when I was at Celebrity Center, I was taking pictures of us in uniform. I was taking pictures of us at events. I was taking pictures of the flowers by the rose garden. Like, I love taking pictures.
Yeah.
And as soon as they routed me out, they went through all my stuff and took out all of my pictures and all of my negatives.
Yeah.
So I could
Yeah.
never
I
have the
wasn't supposed to
pictures of
have
that
them.
again.
Right. Yeah. No, they do that so that this exact situation doesn't happen. Take away all the record of being there. And I had a lot more, a lot more. I had photos of at the int base. And a lot was confiscated, but I had some photos, I'm not going to tell because I hope other people can hide their freaking photos and take them out too.
Yeah. Send
But
them to
I
family,
I
send
hid
them to
some.
friends.
Yeah. So a lot of them was from my mom because I sent my photos to my mom, in the mail pack. She was in the Sea Org. And I would send her photos that weren't confidential because you couldn't send anything that was confidential. And so when we went, I found a whole bunch after that from her stuff. And also my aunt sent me photos. I couldn't believe that I had all these different photos. But anyway, and then I had some that they didn't find, and I left with them, which was amazing. This photo was at the gala event. You saw part of this with Isaac and I. And then this next to me is Diana Pettit. She was Dave Pettit. Dave Pettit's the next one. He was the commanding officer and still is, after all these years, the commanding officer of Celebrity Center International.
Yeah,
Um,
he's a peach.
yeah, I understand. Okay, I really liked him at the time. And I understand that he's just gotten terrible. I mean, he must be on that post in that job for about 30 years now or something.
Yeah,
Um,
no, because I think he's closer to 40 years in that post because
I
he was
mean,
on
he
it
would have
for
gone
like
1991 is when he went on post. So how many years is that? 91. So it's
almost, yeah, almost 30, right?
okay, I can't
91.
add right this moment.
91 plus 9, that's 2000. It's 23. So 32? No. Why am I
I
brain
don't know.
farting
Somebody
this?
in the chat needs to add that up because my brain is frozen.
Yeah, 9 plus 23 is
Yeah, from 1991 to current is how long he's been on there. Thank
yes, the
you.
32
Somebody said
years. That's my
32.
love.
Yeah, yes, thank you, thank you. So he's been on that job for 32 years. Now, in the Sea organization, that's almost impossible. It's impossible, besides David Miscavige, but it's really impossible. So,
To keep
but
a
his
post
wife,
for that long.
yeah, to keep a post, yeah, it almost never happens. But anyway, Dave's wife was Diana Pettit. She didn't qualify to be in the Sea organization, so they actually had to get a divorce. I was letting them stay together, but that was unusual. So somebody overrid me after I went off of that and um, made them get a divorce. They had 2 kids too. So anyway, that sucks.
Yeah.
And then next to David is Billy Sheehan. He's a bassist from Mr. Big. And then next to him is Karen Hollander, and she was the president for many years. And then she went up lines, and her entire life was destroyed at that point. I saw her. I was up there. We were on the decks together because she liked somebody. She got busted to the decks. It was just crazy. Anyway, okay, so
Dare you
that
like someone?
how dare you
Rude.
like somebody? I think she actually kissed him, but they were both single. Anyway, back to Dave Pettit. So this is Dave Pettit again. So yeah, I got him through training, and somebody else recruited him from Orange County organization, got him to sign the Sea Org, and then he came up lines. And when I went on as the Watchdog Committee member for Celebrity Centers, I was now his boss. And so actually shouldn't have been his boss. There's many echelons between me and him, but I was bypassing and being his boss. And so then we fired down together and got Celebrity Center from, it wasn't even renovated. It was just a mud hole when we started, and then got it up to a beautiful functioning Celebrity Center.
Yeah,
But
because it was a daycare.
yeah, it was a daycare. And then there was other people on the project with me, like Biddy Miscavige, and Biddy Miscavige and I were on the phone today, first time talking for years, and for an hour and a half right before this. And I was like, oh God, I got to get ready. But it was so funny, some of the stories that we told. But we did the projects together because she ran the with Sarah Cunningham, who's now Sarah Mortland. She married my ex-husband. She and Biddy worked on the renovations end of it, and then I did the organization part of it. And Jenny DeVocht was there too. Jenny Linson. She was the hotel end of it. And so anyway, it was us four doing it. And Biddy always said that Dave Pettit was like Kermit the Frog.
Did you ever get to see his running shorts? Like
Yeah,
he wore like the
shorts.
shorts, the teeny tiny shorts. Like at any moment we were going to see his privates.
with his tube socks that went up to his knees.
Yep.
His short shorts and tube socks. Oh my God.
All
But
the
he
time
was
he'd
like
run in that.
he was like goofy. He was goofy and flailing his arms and whatever, and so it reminded us of Kermit, so we called him Kermit. It was kind of mean of us to do that, but we did and laughed.
I
So
wish
that
we'd have
was
known
that.
that joke.
Yeah, I know. Oh, you get in trouble.
But then we would have gotten in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
That'd
So
have been
then
Dex.
we built Celebrity Center up to what's called a St. Hill size, which is just large and expanding, and all the statistics were good. And then I took the whole organization to Disneyland. And I asked you if you went to Disneyland, but
Yeah, I
you said
remember
you couldn't.
everybody going to Disneyland, but
Why weren't you there?
I was on Dex.
Why were you on Dex?
I got a sunburn that time.
Okay, so you get a sunburn, and so now you have to go onto the decks, and you can't go to Disneyland, even though you helped build the place. And you were running like, oh my God, it pisses me off so much.
Yeah,
I feel like
I literally, it was
now.
shortly after my birthday, I had gotten a sunburn. And I was, how dare you get a sunburn? How unethical are you? And literally got put on Dex. I was like, I'm white. Like, I can't help it. Like, I went to the beach with my friend, and then all of a sudden it was like, okay, let me go scrub a dumpster. Maggots. Yay.
Oh yeah, I've stood in my share of maggots, that's for sure.
Yes.
I got stories. Oh yeah, life wasn't all glamour and glitz for me, that's for sure.
No,
and anybody who knows me knows.
Yeah, it wasn't fun. Like, were there good times? Yeah, there was a couple of good times. There was even some good times on deck. But then at the same time, there was also some really bad times where it felt like, if this is what my life, then yeah, I'd rather die.
Right. I know it gets like that, I mean, anyone who went through the journey of listening to my book, my videos of my book, will know, there were some things I was very proud of, the accomplishing and everything, and I thought maybe my life did have some sort of purpose and meaning. And then there were times when it was the lowest of the low, and I wanted to throw myself in front of any passing car I could find, because I didn't understand. Especially that time when I was sent to the Rehabilitation Project Force for my third time. And it was because of an e-meter needle reaction. And so I didn't understand it. I didn't do anything wrong. And all of a sudden I am like evil. I'm the scum of the earth. And my husband disconnected from me. My husband, not Matt, he wouldn't do that. Well, when you're in your condition.
Yeah, when you're in, it's a lot different, because it's like, no, because when I got off decks and I was back to my EPFIC position and someone else got put on decks, I treated them horribly. But then I remembered thinking, why are these people that are supposedly my friends treating me horribly? Like,
I know.
And it didn't matter if you were in power or what stat you were actually in, because I had just got, the week I got thrown onto decks. No, I was there for 2 months, where I had just got 3 graduates that week from the EPF to join and start working at the Manor and CC. And it didn't matter.
Right. I'm sorry that happened. I want to take you to Disneyland. If I
my partner wants us to go to Disneyland. I have not been since I was a kid. I have a phobia of Disneyland because my mom lost me many of times. Where I'd be screaming in the middle of Disneyland, Sandra Ferris, Sandra Ferris.
Oh,
you know, because
that's nasty. That's scary for a kid, man. I can imagine.
yeah, she even has a
Yeah.
picture of me crying, Sandra Ferris, and she thinks it's the cutest picture ever.
I don't know what to say. That's
It's
mean.
it's it's just a part of having a Scientology parent.
Yeah, I know. But so what gives Celebrity Center any sort of credibility is people like this
Yep,
a-
I hated that
and
laugh.
this. I know. And her too. It's not
Yep.
okay, you know? And the thing that they do is they'll do these seminars or things like that. This one is like breaking into the industry seminar, and they'll take a celebrity and give his little. He did a Snickers Super Bowl commercial, so let's listen to him. Come meet this guy and learn how to network and do all this stuff. Or this person, free acting class. I mean, who doesn't want a free acting class by somebody who
Has made
somehow
it.
made it in? Yeah, somehow made it in there. So they lure people in this way. They have this website, ccindustryseminars.com, called Industry Seminars, and it says very lightly that you can almost not read it at the top: Church of Scientology, Celebrity Center International, and then Industry Seminars. And it says, learn the practical tools you need to know to start making a living as an actor. The precise tools to use to get an agent. Okay, why can't I see this? I need to get it on a different thing because it's not big enough.
So the precise tools to use to
Yeah.
get an agent,
Yeah.
how to find the right manager for you, learn
Mhm.
effective ways to market yourself as an actor,
Yeah.
solution to
Solutions.
solutions to disorganization, how to put together an acting or voice reel, acting over voice reel.
Yeah.
Wow, that is faint.
Yeah,
That's
it's
making me feel
because
old.
okay, hold on. I'll just have to okay, here I go. I made it big. So it says how to put together an acting or voiceover reel, how to make the right industry connections, overcoming the ups and downs of the industry, answers on how to increase self-confidence, and effective ways of reducing self-doubt, fear, and shyness. Now, nothing in this says you're going to come into a cult. We're a
No,
church. If you sign anything, you need to be here for a billion years. You know,
nope.
um, it's all about getting somebody into the industry. Now, why does Scientology want to do that? Because they want to lure these people in. They want
Hmm.
them to then get into the industry, be successful in it, and then promote Scientology. It's all a scam for them. It's not
Yeah.
it's has nothing to do with really helping them. We don't want to do that. We
So
want you to promote Scientology.
yeah, because I can tell you from my own experience, Ann Archer did a thing because Tommy begged her to do a seminar. And then all of a
And
sudden she was doing it. The rooms were packed.
yeah,
Like, who doesn't want a lesson from someone that did make it in the industry?
yeah,
And here you just walk right into this place. And isn't it wonderful? And isn't it beautiful? And everybody looks like they're so bloody happy.
yeah,
And they're really coming to meet Ann Archer or Jason.
yeah,
I
for
want to
sure.
call him Benign, but it's
It's but
Begay.
yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
that is what they do, and, like, we built a theater inside Celebrity Center, and this
mhm.
is where these, seminars take place, and they do drills too, and they do all kinds of different things. Do you call it drills or whatever? Like, what is it called when you practice in,
It's drills.
uh okay, so they would do all these different drills and everything like that, in these seminars in this beautiful theater in the basement of Celebrity Center that we built. It's all beautiful, and get to meet a celebrity and all these different things. And then that's also how you can network and you meet people and all this. And it's really a good thing if it had a good purpose. But the purpose of it is to convert these people into Scientologists and make them promote Scientology as,
Or get him
you
to
know,
join.
yeah, and give
Like,
their money.
yeah,
Be
that's right. Because
successful and
most
give us your
people
money.
spend thousands of dollars on acting coaches, thousands of dollars on, just to try to get the right interview with a manager or anything along those lines. And here it
Mhm.
is. We're going to tell you what kind of managers they're going to promote you. If you're really bad at acting, I'm sorry, they're going to try to push you towards you need to join Celebrity Center. You need to join us and help free the world. But if you're a good actor, they're going to put you out there and like be kumbaya and excited. Look at what you have on your resume compared to everybody else.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So I want to go up through the comments and stuff like that because I haven't looked at them at all since we
Yeah, I haven't
started. Have
either.
you?
I have
I
not.
know,
Sorry.
and so I'm just gonna like fly down here. If you guys have any comments that you want us to bring up, write question and write your thing because then I can see it real easily. And I'm gonna go through here and I want to um, star some of these. So give us just a little bit of downtime. Sing a song. Oh gosh. And I will promote this. I'm going to star that. We're just looking real quick as we go. So these are hilarious. You guys have been having fun in the chat, I can see.
Heck yeah.
I like this aerobics and leotards. Oh gosh.
I do see someone.
So
I'll throw this up real quick just because it's funny. Sharon Miner, Liz, I can't believe you were on decks for getting a sunburn. That's
I
just
know.
inconceivable. It happened all the time because if you got sick, like even if you got a cold, you got to do lower conditions because if you got a cold, you were PTS. You somewhere in your life had a suppressive person in your life. But now being out, I can say, no, it's called germs. It's called bacteria and infection and normal, not because someone was suppressive in my life.
Yeah, I mean, you get punished for anything and everything that you could even imagine. I don't know why they do that. I guess it's
Right?
just control and mind control and, like, it keeps you in or it's such a weird cult thing that you get in trouble for everything,
Mm-hmm.
you know? You shouldn't have gotten in trouble for that,
I
obviously.
did get in trouble because I didn't. So I went with Golden Era to Magic Mountain. I don't know if you were
You did?
part of that team. Yeah, I did. I got ordered to go by Renee
No,
Duzak.
see, because, you did. Because, schmoozing up to your dad, it was she?
I think so
Trying to
because he came into
yeah.
her office and was like, "Oh yeah, Golden Era is going to Magic Mountain tomorrow, and Elizabeth will be going with me, correct?" And then all of a sudden, she's like, "Yeah, just I'll have her put in a CSW, and I guarantee you, she will be there." I'm like,
That's
"What?"
awesome. Thank God for your dad doing that, because otherwise you wouldn't have ever seen the place.
Yeah,
But no, Golden Era Productions got to do fun stuff like that. In management, we were just being locked down and in trouble all the time. We didn't do fun things like that.
yeah. And so I got to hang out with my dad, and again, I have a weird memory because I remember him being married to Olga Ferris, and
Yeah.
Olga was so nice.
Yeah,
But
she's
when
really
I was
nice.
actually in the Sea Org, he introduced me. I think her name was Chris, and it was Chris Ferris. Um, man, don't quote me on that because I'm going to feel really bad if I called Olga Chris the whole time at Magic Mountain. Yeah.
Olga, I remember her very well, from the Int base. She was there for the whole time, you know? She's really, really a nice person.
Yeah, she's the one that gave me my first Barbie.
She did?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, and did they get a divorce or something, or
That's just it. I don't know because let's be real, the
I
church
always
doesn't
thought they were
exactly tell the truth. Um,
I thought they were still together. I mean, at
I
least when
thought
I was
so.
there. Yeah.
But then I was also told that my dad remarried multiple times. Oh, he's on his honeymoon. Oh, he's on this. So I hope they're still married, but I don't know. It's like I want to get my dad out, but do I ask for Olga or Chris, or do I just say, you know what, I want you both out? You can have.
No.
We want you all. You're too old.
Yeah.
Come on, it's time to retire.
Yeah. 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 It is. It's not, you know, when people speak out saying that they really miss their family and they're speaking on an international, you know, platform saying, "I really miss my dad. I wanna see my dad." Why doesn't Scientology make that happen? Instead, they just keep him locked down like asses, you know? Like
Right?
like Laura FM. Her dad is down the street. It pisses me off so much. I can't even tell you. And let him see her daughter. What is your stupid, idiotic problem? What's
Yeah,
gonna
she's not gonna.
happen? A little love is gonna happen? I mean, what?
Yeah, let me see my dad. Let me talk to my dad. Let me have an actual conversation with my dad. And if he wants to leave, let him leave. If he doesn't,
Let him
at
leave.
least I tried.
Exactly, let him leave.
And
What is he
I'll
gonna
move on to the
hear?
next
What's he
parent.
gonna hear? Yeah.
I'm not going
I
to sit
mean,
there
he's
and
gonna
tell him, to be honest, I've thought about this. What am I going to say to my dad? Um,
yeah,
and I'm probably not,
you're gonna
because
cry.
it's in the beginning, I'm going to cry. I'm going to be a little bit,
I know. For sure.
and it's going to, all of a sudden I'm going to need like the biggest dad hug, and I'm going to turn into a blubbering mess and remember that, totally forget that I'm 43 years old and it's my dad.
Yeah.
Um, it's like, it's almost like going to the celebrity center. That place brings so much fear to me. It puckers my cheeks.
Ugh,
Because I was tortured there. I remember rice and beans many of times. Nora and I have talked about it.
I'm so
I
sorry that
remember,
any of that happened.
you know, I remember having a tooth infection that was or a root canal infection that it was so bad that half my face was swollen, but I wasn't allowed to go to the dentist because I was bringing it in. I was pulling it in. And I'm like,
How do you pull in a stupid tooth thing? These guys are so psycho.
yeah.
But we
And then
believed
they
it when
let
we
you
were
sit
there
in it.
because we were told. What?
We believe in it and we sit in it because that is the truth. I must have done something to pull this in. Oh, my tooth hurts so bad. Please, God, rip it out.
That is a thing, like, every single thing is something you pulled in, you did, you caused. So
Yeah.
and it's all bad. So, whenever anything bad happens, and if anything good happens, it was the organization or
Yeah. It
somebody
was
else. Yeah.
all Scientology. It couldn't be
Yeah.
that I put every ounce of effort, like when we were told that a communication needed to go to all of the CC Paris, CC Dusseldorf, CC Vienna. I was the one that had to stay up and make sure that I was on their time and make sure that they got this particular communication and signed it and sent it back to the CC networks,
Okay.
LRH.com. And
Yeah.
so I'm up all night because let's be realistic. Los Angeles time is Los Angeles time. And if I have to stay
Yeah.
awake till the org opens, that means I'm awake at, you know, 3 a.m. for one of them, 4 a.m. for another, but I had to be at the org the whole time.
Oh my god. Were you in the basement? Like, was your office in
Yeah.
the basement? Yeah, yeah, I know where
Yeah.
you
So
guys
right
were.
where Renee Duzek's, so
Mhm.
picture her office, and she had her desk like this when you first open the door. So you
Yeah,
open the
yeah.
door this way, and her desk was right here. My desk was right here.
Okay, I know right where you were.
Yeah,
I
literally,
walked
that
in
was
there
my
many,
desk.
many, many times because
Mhm.
through that door is where Dave Pettit's little office was, back in there, right? Like,
No,
you go
so back in that area got turned to CC Network. So the senior has CC Network was back there. And then Dave Pettit was moved down the hall and hold on, down the hall to the
to the
left.
right, to the left.
Because if you're walking
Okay.
from ethics, why you walk
I
this
don't
way, then
know.
it's
I
right
don't
there.
even know anymore. Like, I'm walking down the hall, and then if you go into the office where the external management was, you guys,
Yeah.
back in there in the toward the back is where Dave's office was,
They
toward the
converted
back.
that when I was there because that was
Oh, okay.
CC Network, unless they changed it again, which is totally possible.
Yeah, it's
But
totally
back
possible.
there, they change all the time. But
Maybe when I moved out, he took over the office that I was using, which was across the hall. That's probably what happened.
probably
Yeah.
for the bigger
Nobody
office.
knows what we're talking about, but sorry
We're
for that,
trying to give you
everybody.
guys a description of what it was like to be in the basement with no windows,
No windows.
and you had to sit there and wonder what the sun would feel like on your flesh. And then
Yeah.
everybody wonders, why is everybody in the basement so pale?
I know.
Um,
Well, and you guys had to eat down there too. You
yep,
had the crew dining down there.
crew
Everything
dining
had to
was
be
down there.
downstairs. The only thing that was up in the nice hotel was the beautiful course rooms for celebrities and
Hmm.
things like that. The Division 6, which is the public outreach things and all that, but in the basement was all the administrative stuff, which you
Yeah,
usually would keep off in the back lines. And the other thing that was nice was, the president's office, obviously, that's where
yeah. The
I would
president's
spend some
office
time.
was always beautiful and always on point. Like one of the
Mhm.
girls that I was friends with, she had to get up like 2 hours early to get her hair all pretty so that she could be ready for the president's office.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't come into the president's office looking slouchy, that's for sure.
Mm-mm.
No. No, definitely not.
You had to tuck your shirt in. If it was a hot day, just tuck in the sweat, get it all covered up and prepared. I remember tucking in that shirt many of times and being like, I'm ready. I'm
Oh,
presentable.
man. I have a funny story with, the president's office, which makes me think of Tommy Davis again, because he was the president's assistant,
Hmm.
and he was pretty young at the time, it seems, and, or he seemed I don't know how old he was, but seemed like he was pretty young,
Yeah, he
and,
seemed like early 20s when I met him when he was married to Nadine.
Nadine, yes. She was pretty. Um,
Hmm.
and she was nice too, she was very nice. She was foreign, somewhere from Europe.
I
I don't
thought she
remember
was
where.
Swedish.
Swedish or something, yeah. And so anyway, Tom Cruise was there at Celebrity Center, and he wanted a banana, okay? So, Tommy Davis, "Yes, sir," goes running off to go get a banana. He comes back with a banana. Tom Cruise says, this banana's, n you know, not the right ripeness, right? It's
Hmm.
not okay. It needs to be like so and so and so and so or whatever, not green at all and not, fully brown or
Not
whatever.
brown.
Off goes Tom Davis again to go get another banana. He got his banana rejected like 4 times, I mean, just bring a freaking grocery store to this Tom Cruise guy, just eat the
Yep.
stupid banana. Anyway, yeah, yeah, he's, like, picky about his bananas. So there's an inside little story about Tom Cruise and his bananas.
Right. Do
Um,
you still drink CalMag or no?
I won't touch it to save my life. I won't touch it. Oh, it's so disgusting. Okay, CalMag is calcium magnesium. See, remember, I was on the torture purification program,
Oh, that's
which
right.
was they put me on that thing for 8 months. I had to drink oil. I had to drink calcium magnesium drink with
And
vinegar.
vinegar.
And I had to take mounds of vitamins that were unbelievably disgusting, and I could smell it coming out my pores at all times. And, I just it just the whole thing, and I was sat in the hot over 100-degree sauna for 8 straight months and taking 9,000 or 5,000 milligrams
Milligrams. Hmm.
of niacin every single day so that I would get a huge flush, and it ruined my body, and, my doctor said that I should sue Scientology for medical malpractice, which I left with $150 to my name against a multi-billion-dollar stupid organization with lawyers coming out their butts. So, yeah, that wasn't
Yep.
gonna happen. But, thank you, Scientology, for your stupid squirrel practice, whatever, weird practices. So yeah, thank you for that CalMag question. No, I don't drink it because I hate it.
And the funny part is like I still do because now hear me out before everybody comes gunning for me. No, I don't eat 5,000 milligrams of niacin. I
And you
don't
don't
do
put
any of that
vinegar.
crazy stuff. I do put
You
vinegar in
do.
it. But I put apple cider vinegar.
Okay,
Um,
that's better.
and so for me, um, when I was still out, like when my mom first left the Sea Org, she kept up the full CalMag regimen. When I had my first 3 knee surgeries, I got CalMag all the time, and occasionally I got a Tylenol. But
See, it's good
realistically,
to
all I
have,
got was CalMag.
but why do you have to take vinegar? It's so stupid. You can have calcium and magnesium. I know it's supposedly like makes it, I
Flushes
know,
your
I don't
body.
Yeah, anyway, it's just so gross. But I don't mind taking, that people take vitamins or take calcium or people need magnesium or whatever. And sometimes um, I would take those, especially because I get really super tight or whatever, and it helps me relax a little bit. But the concoction that they made there was, I can just taste it right now telling you. It's
I
just
could smell it.
horrendous.
You
It's
could smell it from
horrendous.
blocks away.
Blocks. And I had to take it. Like, you have to attest that you took it,
Mm-hmm.
I should have cheated on that god thing.
Hey, I
I
cheated.
really
I cheated on every time I went in for auditing or sec check. So it's
You did.
possible. I
It
did.
is possible, right?
It is
Well, I
possible. Have a
learned
happy thought.
I learned to do that way too late in my career in Scientology. Oh,
Yeah, I
okay,
think all of
so
us learned that a little too late in our career. If
a
we'd
little
learned
too
it
late.
before, maybe we wouldn't have joined. You ready for
I
some
know.
questions?
Yeah, so I've got a whole bunch of do you wanna go ahead and, go up there and click on them? And then, because I'll that way, because you can't see new ones, so I'll star any new ones. So if you go up there to
Okay.
the starred and then go ahead and just bring any up there you want to. He
Yes.
got his
So,
banana
Island
rejected by
Lady.
TC.
Question: has anyone who was clear put on the RPF? Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That
I mean,
didn't
I was
matter to them.
I was OT7 and I got put on the RPF. Yeah. It doesn't matter. It's just a punishment for Sea Org members. And if they think you did something wrong, like like I was sent the last time I was sent, my fourth time, I was sent because I was they considered me disaffected and defiant because I was. I realized I was rationalizing insanities and I couldn't rationalize being there anymore. And so they sent me to the Clearwater Rehabilitation Project Force. Luckily, because it was right before they locked the doors to the hole, which is where I was sitting before that. And I would still be there today if I didn't get off that property and sent to the Rehabilitation Project Force. I was on it for 2 years before I escaped with Matt. But yeah, I was OT7. So it doesn't matter what your case level is. They'll send you to the RPF for
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You sneeze wrong, or if you sneeze on an executive, yeah, you're going to the RPF. Like, bye.
Miscavige is like claustrophobic or whatever. He's also got asthma. And so I sneezed once in a meeting, but I was covered or whatever. Anyway, he just like I had to get kicked out of there, out of the meeting because of it.
Yeah. And I hate that that happened to you, by the way. I hate that you were treated just as badly. We always thought that you guys were treated, not we all. I personally thought that executives were treated a lot better than we were. And then come to find out that they were treated just as horribly sucks.
Yeah, I mean, worse because the whole world was our responsibility. So like when Tampa didn't pay their rent, David Miscavige ordered that I pay personally their stupid rent. I had to pay $5,000 that I didn't have. I had to borrow it from people and pay it back with my stupid, pay. It
Yeah.
was terrible.
Well, here's one. How did you afford to get photos developed? Well, back in that day, because we're gonna not pretend like it was that long ago, but it was. It was literally like $1.25, $2 to develop a full roll of film.
Yeah.
And I would put down a pack of cigarettes instead of, you just don't buy a pack of cigarettes and you go get film developed instead, because it's not like they gave
Right.
us a lot of time to smoke. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
so yeah.
I don't remember what I did to get my well, the Celebrity Center pictures that I had were taken by CC
Oh, the
photographer
professional.
and then sent to me. Yeah. So I had that from them. And then any personal ones, I just had like some camera, like I think they're even disposable cameras. And then I just took them to a place and got them developed all at one time, like way after they were even taken. So anyway, that was the olden days. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now everything's
Now everything
digital.
sits on my phone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I think this one's for you. SV John 26.
Was
Question:
Steve
Steve
Willett from
Willett in
Seattle.
Seattle.
Yes, yes. Hi, SV John. If you know Steve Willett, I probably know you. Steve Willett was a very close friend of mine for a very long time. I worked with him for many, many years, and he was from Seattle. And I understand that he may be out of the Sea Org now, and I can guarantee you, if he is, he's in Seattle.
All right.
He was the commanding officer of Golden Era Productions at one point.
Oh, wow.
And he was the estate secretary. Yeah. And we did renovations of all the first person I saw when I went to the Int base was Steve Willett. And I jumped right in rubber boots into a concrete pour for 3 days straight, you know? Yeah.
All
He was
right,
a punching
here's
bag
another
too.
one. Steve Jackson, $4.99. I don't know what all I'm
Thank you.
supposed to read on this.
Just let's see, are there photography rules or restrictions within Scientology offices? Or would Scientology security allow it without a hassle? Well, you know, when I was there, I don't know what they probably have something in place now for sure because so many
probably
people.
now, yeah.
Yeah. But when I was there, security, if you're going to get kicked off the property, they're supposed to confiscate different things that would be out security if you had photographs of anything on the Int base, especially. So they would confiscate that, but they didn't find that stuff of mine, and and it was inspected by security too. So anyway, I don't know what their rules are now, but when you leave, your stuff is gone through. They think your property is their property.
Yeah.
So
absolutely on that one. Absolutely.
yeah.
Okay. Tambler. Oh, Timbre. Grambler.
Mm-hmm.
I'm bad at names. I am so bad at names. Comments. I used to take.
You don't have to say the name. You can.
Oh, okay.
You know.
Comment.
Sometimes I skip it.
That I can do. Acting classes from Scientologists there. We've never been in, but they tried to get my mom in. If they even sniff fear, you're like, it's like a shark in water, man. Shark in water, and you'll be surrounded by, recruiters. You'll be surrounded by if you have money, you're going to be surrounded by people that you need to buy this course. You need to buy these auditing. You don't forget to get these hours. Oh my,
Right.
Yeah, it's a shark in water. We learned the tone scale in class, haven't used it since. Yeah, but so then when we're talking about the tone scale, you're definitely on the same boat as us because we had to memorize that one forwards, backwards, left, right, center. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Okay. So Peace Dog. Oh God, I just found a 2022 interview with Billy Sheehan saying, says Scientology is big on education.
Yeah, it is. It's big on education.
It's tricky.
Think for yourself is one of their slogans too, but you just got to know that it's because that's what they think that people want to hear and that they'll come in because of it. Yeah. Billy Sheehan, he needs to wake up because here he is being a spokesperson and he doesn't understand what's happening behind the walls in the organization, which is severely abusive. And he's got his face and name out there. That's why I got the whole first part of my new book that I'm writing is all about this because it is so disingenuous. People who are spokespeople for somebody or endorse, like, Nike. Have you ever worn one of the tennis shoes? Do you know what you're talking about? Because Billy Sheehan is being the face of Scientology by doing that. And does he know? Did he take a look at any of the videos that people are saying? We're not all out here just bash Scientology because. No, we're saying what this actually goes on there. And people are so abused and locked down and tortured. Like, it's not a joke, Billy Sheehan. So you're sitting there endorsing an organization without doing your homework, and it's irresponsible. I don't care. It's irresponsible.
Yeah. It's just like Elizabeth Moss and the fact that she's doing a show in regards to The Handmaid's Tale. It's about a cult. But you can't turn around and look in and see what's happening to all the people around you. Are you
I know.
pretending to be us? Is that just helping you with your acting skills? But
Yeah.
you're not.
You know, you're told not to look and that it's all N theta and we're the only ones that are salvaging mankind, so they don't look. But that's mind control. That's just
Yeah.
look at that for what that is and realize that's what it is and think for yourself and just look and make your decision. If you look at what I'm saying and you decide then I'm just a wacky, you know, and all the people, thousands of people who are saying their stories, if that's all just wacky and not true, okay. So you still got your blinders on, but yeah, okay. Um, at least you have looked, but that you don't defies all the things that you're saying Scientology is. Freedom, thinking, you know, thinking for yourself, all this stuff. It's just a lie. You can't think for yourself.
No, you can't.
Mm-mm.
Here is one because we're making our way down. The
Yep.
Marilyn, she is the mom. I am halfway to the goal to making it to the protest on the 21st. She put my PayPal and my Venmo just to help me out because I'm almost there. I did want to tell you when was the last time you were around Celebrity Center?
I went to celebrities and let's see, what is the answer to that? Because I did, I filmed, um, I don't know if this is the last time, but one of the times was with BBC reporter John Sweeney because we did BBC Panorama story about Scientology, and I was there with him, being filmed by PIs as we were filming the show, and that's the last time I went to the Int base as well. We went there. I got a bunch of photos of that as well.
Yeah, I got some photos. I was so proud of myself. I stuck my tongue out while I was at Gold. Took a picture like because I had to
Yeah,
get a funny one. But it was so the reason I asked that is because
that was so
with the protest that's going on, that they're going to put in we're probably going to have to paint the sidewalks or we're going to have to,
yeah,
clean the road. So we're not going to have like the whole
all the
CC building to
permits.
walk around.
Yeah,
But
they'll do
so
something to close off the property.
yeah. And so where the loading dock was, and everybody smoked at break, at lunch,
Yeah,
our smoking
yeah.
designated smoking area, so we wouldn't be seen smoking. That has been sealed off completely. It's not an open loading dock. So the only way that you can get into CC is your pound number to get into the gate. Because the other way has been like sealed shut.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't see that
I'll
before.
send you pictures. When I get,
Yeah.
if I'm able to get down there, I'm sending you pictures so that you can
Yeah.
see all the changes.
Like drive around the whole block and just, hold the camera out.
Yep, full
and show.
panoramic view so you can get it all.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
quite amazing when I went there last, and we drove by pretty quickly because I was like, oh God, there's security. Oh my God, it's hurt my stomach. And so I didn't want to be seen on that, and that's why I want to confront this because they did some damage to me. They did a lot of damage to me there.
It needs to be confronted. They can't just deny. I mean, they're going to deny everything, but it's just everyone listen to these people who have stories. Nora, she worked there too, and all of those stories and all of those people have feelings, and they were not treated right. You were not treated right. And any part that I played, let me just say outright, any part that I played in helping to put an organization there that would treat anybody like that, I am so sorry for, because that's not my heart. And I hope to, for the last 18 years, I've been speaking out and trying to help people and raise awareness, because I spent my life in that place, and it's a dangerous cult. And so anyway, I just wanted to say that.
It is. It's a cult, however you look at it. I did want to grab this one. Chaz B, it's very interesting to hear two different experiences in the Celebrity Center, yet you both were filled with fear, pain, despair, and abuse. Absolutely. Because, and Nora has a very similar experience to mine, so it's like each of us has our own story, and each of us has healed in different ways. You know, I prefer to look at things with laughter and love, because otherwise I'll start crying.
Tell me about it. Yes.
So I don't deal well with myself crying. I'm working on it. I'm seeing a therapist. I'm seeing a psychiatrist, but for me, it's hard because I got the whole, I'll give you a reason to cry, and so
I could
I'm
easily
working on
cry
it.
about, so, and I get comments on things like, how come you guys are laughing? This is nothing to laugh about. I know that. Oh my God, I could cry right this second about everything, about the disconnection. My family's still disconnected. I could go on it. I could be angry, like I'm getting right this second just thinking about it, but or I could cry easily. I am so motivated because of pain and scars to tell the stories. But if I did that nonstop, I would be dead. Okay, so I do see the humor in things of how ridiculous things
That
were
we
while we were
believed
in there.
this,
Ridiculous, Yeah,
now that we're on the outside, it's easy to look back and be like, holy, did I fall for the snake oil?
I
Oh,
know.
hook, line,
And
and
then
sinker.
we both got in so young,
So yeah.
also. Um,
Yeah. And so
yeah,
broken when I got in. I was broken. I
yeah,
was broken against humanity when I got in.
right. Okay, well, that's sad. I'm sorry about that. And it didn't help that you got into a cult after you were already broken. You needed actual compassion.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Anyway,
it,
beautiful comment. Thank you for that.
yeah, thank you. Thank you everybody for your comments. We're trying to highlight as many as we can. I
Yeah.
am vision impaired, hence why I have the glasses.
I'm going through and starring while you're clicking.
Sweet. Okay, so Mad Masha or Marisha. I'm probably butchering. If I butcher your name, I apologize.
Mad
Um,
Marsha.
yeah, so I just looked up Billy Sheehan. Seems he played with a number of different acts, one of which was known as niacin.
Oh God.
Oh,
Isn't
would you
that
like some
classic?
niacin? That's good,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah, no, I'm good. You know, I remember having to take niacin when I did the Purif, and it just flushing me completely, and I felt like my skin was on fire. No, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Free Xenu Project. Question: I was watching at 1.5 speed. Did I see Reese Witherspoon? Where
No,
did you
I
see?
didn't. No, the actress, that was Elizabeth Moss.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't
Yeah.
remember showing Reese. I don't see her as a
Yeah.
Scientologist, but
Yeah.
Oh, here's a question specifically for you, madam. Annette
Okay.
Bates. Question, Amy. Do you know if Mimi Rogers tried to get Tom Selleck into Scientology when they were an item in the 80s? If so, maybe Tall Tom was smarter than Tiny Tom.
I think Tall Tom was much smarter. He never got in Scientology. I don't know how much she tried or not. But yeah, he was never in Scientology at all. And much smarter than Tiny Tom, in my opinion. Also better
Yeah.
looking, in my opinion.
Well, considering, Mimi Rogers was a looker when she got Tom, and his teeth were messed up.
He got him
Sorry.
fixed. Except
I
for
know,
if you
but
look at him,
his teeth aren't
as he
even.
smiles,
Like his
no,
front
like
teeth is.
his center tooth is right in the center. I don't know why they did that. He's got
Yeah.
enough money
You've
to get
got
a
so much
proper.
money. Why don't you see? There's nothing in the center
Yeah.
of your face. Not over here. Just saying.
I'm so OCD, it would bother me so bad.
It would. See, that is one thing I got from, I've got the OCD plus the white glove. I still white glove my house.
I
I've
know.
got to have a completely clean surface. It's got to be completely clean when I put something up. Like Carrie asked me to dust something the other day, or no, today, and I was sitting there with with the rag, like getting in every corner, getting the top, getting the sides, getting the the whole thing's got to be shiny. It'll pass a white glove, and I really did.
Oh, we drummed that into CC at Celebrity Center. We really did drum it in because it was the motto, everything had to be perfect. you know, the highest. It's an LRH, L. Ron Hubbard motto for celebrities. And celebrities deserve the best in staff and service and image. That's from L. Ron Hubbard. So that would be drummed in, and we would do that through the cleaning and all this kind of stuff, you know, uniforming, training. Yeah.
Yeah, I knew how to tie a tie, and I love wearing ties now because that fits my personality. And you know what, everybody? Thank you, Scientology, for teaching me how to tie a Windsor.
There you go. I didn't know how.
I remember it in the etiquette book, and like teaching us how to fold the little bayonet and teaching how to tie a tie. Loved it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So, Peace Dog, question: since you were in such a bubble, did you know some of the Debs, celebs were, Mr. or did you have to be told? I didn't have to be told because my mom did get me out when I was 9. And so I fell in love with television and movies. I can movie quote with the best of them. You know, I'll be your Huckleberry.
Oh God, I know. I even know who that is now.
See, oh, you can't help it. And you know, thunder, 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 thunder. Yeah, that's what we had as kids. So trust me.
I have an answer to this question because now I was going to go from a total bubble into the celebrity world, and I didn't have the knowledge at all. Somebody else didn't tell me. I had to figure it out, because one of the things that we had to do is figure out and list out and strategize how to get other major celebrities into Scientology. Like, we had to name big celebrities that we were going to target. Yep. And use our existing celebrities to go and get them in. And I was supposed to make this list, and I'm like, I don't know. Anyway, so I'm like, okay. Anyway, I had to, you know, John Wayne isn't available anymore. So who else? That's the only person I know. Elvis Presley. He died already.
If you can't get Elvis, might as well get his ex-wife and his daughter and his grandbaby.
Right. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, it was really, I still sometimes feel so in a bubble because a whole part of my life, 27 years, was in a bubble. So I'm bad at trivia and all this kind of stuff. I don't know. How am I supposed to know? And how do I make up for that? You know, because I don't watch a lot of TV. In fact, I don't even have, the only TV that I watch is like Roku or whatever.
Okay.
Just whatever's on there. And I don't do that very often because I'm writing a book or I'm busy. Anyway, so I get out of the loop pretty fast on that kind of stuff.
Definitely understand.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm probably hopping around because it's ones I can see. Duchess Diana.
Just make sure to are you unstarring them? What? Okay, good. Because that's the key thing. Unstarring it when you're done. Yeah.
Okay. Question: what goes on in buildings Cult of Scientology owns? Empty rooms? Does it make buildings depreciate?
It does. It makes so. They'll buy these buildings and it goes on as their assets and reserves. And so it looks like they're expanding, but then meantime, nothing's going on. And with no one really upkeeping it, it depreciates. But I don't know if it depreciates more than the value would increase by, you know, as property value increases in time. I don't know. I think this whole thing is just going to come crumbling down because
I think it's going to be like a pyramid, and it's going to.
It can't be kept, you know, being held up. Number one, that whole property end of it, but number two, also, the criminality, because that it's so extreme what's being revealed, which we've known has been going on. It's so extreme that people need to be in prison for it. And yeah, there's investigations ongoing, and it just needs to, you know, justice needs to be done. Justice has started and it's not done, and it needs to be done. And so I think that we're going to see some major changes coming forward, and everyone with a voice keeps speaking out and telling people, and do not enter a destructive cult. Love your family or your family of choice.
That's right.
Yes.
And that reminds
Yes.
me of, okay, let's show this one. Where did it go? Here's one. Lumi Dewan. Lumi Dewan? Dewa?
Dawa.
Lumi Dewa?
Lumi Dwa.
Lumi Dewa. Okay. So comment, Liz, the way that you won't let people put themselves down, i.e. dorky haircut. No, because let's be realistic. I believe that everyone is human. And that's what I say in every one of my lives. You know, remember, we are all human. Please be kind to everyone in the chats, including yourself. So we all have bad days. We all have good days. But, you know, remember, we're all human.
Yeah. And, you know, if there's one thing that I learned, it's how to be compassionate to people, because I've officiated upwards of almost 400 funeral services in my job of being a life celebrant and writing their stories, and helping people at the time when they're at their lowest, in grief, to really celebrate a person's life, and writing hundreds of people's life stories. Everyone's here with a purpose and a journey and hardships and overcoming things insurmountable, and love is the thing that's the thread that keeps it all together. And also, I helped 3 people in hospice, you know, that I'm their hospice person. It is all the way to the very end. It is not easy. And if my heart just totally changed, because of God. And I totally changed my heart of stone. It was a heart of stone when I was in Scientology, because punishment was just the way we acted and the way
Yeah.
we were, and you didn't show love. It was considered thiety weedy. You didn't even use the word love. We used affinity, and you didn't talk about that very much either. um, and it was just such a dichotomy, and everything had to be at a dead run, and your value was only to the degree that you could give the group something,
Yeah.
and anyway, boy, just my life totally, um, changed. That everything kinda slowed down, and it was like, "What's important?" Showing love and compassion is what's important, and so to me, I changed, and I try to make it a point of giving people, you know, that love and kindness and respect and compassion, because they need it. And I feel so strongly for people in any sort of situation. It just like as if it's my situation, like I just totally changed. And there was a time when that changed, and it has to do with God. And I've talked about that before, but I tell you, my heart totally, totally changed. And that's why I also feel that it's so important to take any moment that I can to help people. But what I am just as compassionate about is fighting against evil, okay? Because evil and hate is the enemy, and there's nothing good about it. So I won't be involved in hate, and I won't tolerate it at all. And so there's where I stand. I don't know what got me on that, but
I
dorky
know.
haircut maybe?
Maybe it's no, maybe it's me because I have a dorky haircut now. I'm
No,
totally
you
okay
don't.
with looking like a nerd. I love
It's
it.
it's very cute.
Okay. And then here is one. So Elijah Mimi comment. A form of trauma-based mind control. Traumatized people are easier to control. Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's a good point because, yeah, like, how did we even tolerate this stuff? Is already the trauma was there.
Yeah.
And, I mean, as at very young, I was sent to the RPF as a young teenager, after they forgave me for what I confessed. They had security guards escort me to the rehabilitation project force. I was only 16 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is my forgiveness.
Yeah. Thank you
Uh,
so very much for pulling it in and causing destruction. Here, let me throw you in a slave labor camp.
that's right. Yeah. No, I didn't get protection at all.
Yeah,
Terrible.
there was I didn't get any. It was not a good way to live.
I'm sorry that I wasn't there for you. I wish I knew. I I would have done so many things different. I'm sorry. I would have done so many things differently, you know?
I
I
think
tried
if
to make
we knew
Celebrity
better.
Center, like, the place that people would wanna be, because everyone was I was trying to reward people too, I did a bunch of different things to do that as well, but, I hope it wasn't a totally miserable experience.
I still had some good memories. I literally do still have good memories.
Good.
There's just a lot more bad than good, but there still
I
is
know.
good.
Yeah. It's in the fabric of it,
Yep.
unfortunately. Yeah.
All right. Oops. I did that. I accidentally double clicked. Free Xenu project. Comment, Liz. I can't wait till the day that you get him out. I'm thinking you're talking about my dad or anyone.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that day either because it's coming.
Uh,
My goal is to go down to Celebrity Center and get maybe one person out because as weird as that's going to sound to everybody, one person out is one more person that's not in there. And then hopefully we can get one more person and one more person and one more person because I
yeah.
know what happens behind those doors.
Yes. Yeah. That's right.
Okay. And the gray zone. My dad could see me if he wanted to. Coercive control is real. It may be the saddest thing in our own world, mourning a father who does not want you because you prefer freedom. Yeah. The fact that
Totally.
preferring freedom and freedom of choice, freedom of speech, freedom of religion, allowed to choose whatever you want to believe, and because you want to have an open mind and not be controlled, suddenly you're the enemy of the state. How dare you? How dare you have your own opinion?
I mean, look what he's missing out on. You're one of the most beautiful people that walk on this earth. I'm not kidding. And that's what he's missing out on because he's still in a cult. And it's not his decision. It's a cult mindset. It's not his decision because if he had any sense whatsoever, that wouldn't that wouldn't be the case. I really boy, I wish I could just like bullhorn into all these people who are in there, something that would just snap them out of it. But I
Right?
think
I
I think
I
some
put
of
a
the
bullhorn.
justice though.
Yeah, I put a
Yeah.
bullhorn on my wish list because I'm not very
Okay.
like I'm loud, but I'm
Yeah.
not very loud. So we
Okay.
put a bullhorn on the wish list. So that way, if we can make it down and all that good stuff, it's gonna be like I'm gonna do
It'll
my
be
best Laura impression. I'm gonna yeah, in my lungs.
well, she'll be there with you. Oh,
I know.
Laura and a bullhorn. You're gonna make some serious impact.
Yep. We get Laura a bullhorn too, because
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Wake it up, think for yourself. Like, we should also make a list of the things that you really want. Like, what would you want to get across to somebody who couldn't help but hear it because it's in a bullhorn,
yep, yep,
Are
that's
you
right.
really thinking for yourself? You know,
Yeah.
like I could think of a lot of things that I'd want to say if I could say it to these people.
Rice
I
and
would,
beans is not a meal.
yeah.
Scrubbing toilets and dumpsters filled with, all sorts of bugs, not ideal living quarters.
Well, they don't deserve that. But anyway, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. Some ideas on that might, you know, um, sometimes you just have to plant a seed, and also like letting them know that there's love and compassion out here for people.
Yeah,
Because
we're all
sometimes you
out
think it's
here
too
with open
scary.
arms.
Yeah,
This
exactly.
one's for you, and it makes me smile.
What is it?
Come on.
Question for Amy. How big is your wardrobe right now? You never wear the same thing twice, and they are all really lovely. Well, thank you, Mena. I actually have a gigantic wardrobe, and the reason why is because you wouldn't believe the size of my wardrobe right now, and probably 50% of it doesn't fit, but I have it. And I told Christy, come over to my house. You need to go shopping because some of it all has price tags on it too. And the reason why I have it is because Matt's mom was a shopaholic, and so I only took some of the stuff. The other family got some of the other stuff, and so I have all that. And then also, I just got like 2 or 3 rackfuls of her daughter, Donna, is a shopaholic too. And she was taking it all to Goodwill, but then asked me, "Do you wanna go through it?" And I said, "Sure," you know? So I have like 3 racks of that stuff. And so, I'm giving some of it away and keeping some of it and whatever. But it's fun. It's fun to, always have different things, and I try to make it so that I don't wear the same thing all the time because I have so many fun things to wear.
And
Anyway.
sometimes I intentionally make sure that I wear the same thing because like things like this.
Yes, I love
So
that.
I have a huge wardrobe. I'm trying to get my love to go through the closets with me because we just found a couple of holes or shirts that have moth holes in them, and
Uh-oh.
I'm trying to be like, look, before they destroy all of our clothes, we need to find them, get rid of them. And she's like, but I love all my clothes.
Yes.
You know,
Oh
she
my
is a
gosh.
shopaholic, I
But
promise you.
but I would do things like I don't spend money on clothes or anything like that hardly at all, because got gifted a lot, but I used to go Goodwill shopping, you know, different
I
thrift stores
love
and stuff.
Goodwill shopping because for $5 I can get like 2 like old shirts.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm all about it.
It's
It's
kind of
called
fun.
it's not thrift store shopping. It's what is it called? It's called like
I don't know.
looking for hunting for treasure. That's what it's
Hunting
called.
for treasure. Yeah, and I
Hmm.
could find really fun stuff that I would wear for services or whatever, you know? Anyway, it's just fun. I never had any clothes in the Sea Org. If I did something nice, I had to borrow, you know? Maybe I would, because I never had money to get it and I just had my dumb uniform, so it was fun. It's fun to be able to, have different things and wear them. Anyway,
Yep.
I'm glad you like it. Thank you.
I do want to show everybody this. I showed Miss Amy because I wanted her to have be a piece on my wall. So it's a little guy with his honey and his bees. And it says,
Be
be kind. There you
Be
go.
happy and just be yourself. I love that, it's so wonderful. And
Yep.
she's
We had
gonna
to hit some.
post it up and behind her there. Yeah,
Yep. Hold on. Which way do we see? Oh, wait.
that's so nice. Yeah, and I got a gift, um, from one of my subscribers that says, "Be the change you wish to see," which is beautiful too. And then I got this from Christy for my birthday, which is got a bunch of bees on it, and also this, let's see, it says, "Kind, beautiful, and capable of big things."
That's right.
I should say Christy and Mike, but I know Christy got it.
Isn't that how it all works? Here's one.
Yes.
Montage daydream question. What would qualify someone to be allowed to attend the CC? Do they have a criteria?
So attend like the gala, if to attend the gala, you know, it's pretty much monitored out of the president's office, of who's invited. Because it can't just be anybody off the street. It's not doors open for anyone to come in. It's a private event, and it's celebrities bringing in all their friends, and it's worked on all year. For who's going to be schmoozed, and um, so in terms of like anyone, let's see, how would you qualify? You have to, have
Be a
some
celebrity and look
be a
beautiful.
celebrity. Yeah, have some weight, that you can.
If you're talking about being able or qualifying to go to Celebrity Center for courses, you have to have money.
Yeah,
You're not going to be in
and
the same course room as the celebrities. You'll be in a different course room,
right,
but money speaks.
that's right. You're considered a celebrity if you have a lot of money.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's separate course rooms for a celebrity. They have it all broken down, like, okay, an A-list celebrity or whatever.
A
They
B
get
list.
everything's private.
Yep.
D-list.
Hmm.
Or up and coming, or
Yep.
old and faded artists, and different things like that. L. Ron Hubbard said old and faded artists. So he's the one who said that. And and then there's, of course, room for just the general public because they couldn't be sustained by only a handful of, higher celebrities. So they opened the door for up and comings. And
Yep, because they will be big one day. Look at the
yeah.
Mastersons.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. And then if you wanted to, let's see, if you wanted to be on staff, there's requirements too, because, obviously it's kind of steep. You have to look good. You have to, be friendly. You have to have good production record. You can't have any, certain connections that would be a problem or anything like that. So, yeah.
Yep. You're talking about the tech check you have to pass at the end.
Yeah. That wants to know if you're there for ulterior motives.
Are you there to get famous?
Yeah.
Yep, that was a big one. Sunflower question: did your tooth get healed? Because it doesn't happen unless you get to the dentist. If you're talking about when I desperately needed a root canal, it got to the point where I was going to take myself, since I had money, I was going to take myself to the dentist and do whatever I had to do to get the tooth pulled. And then all of a sudden, Nadine was like, no, we're going to take care of this for you, because I called my mom and told them that they weren't, I couldn't get any help. And so I still had dental insurance, plus I had money. So I was taken to the dentist.
Yeah. Good. Thank God you were taken to the dentist. Yeah. Because
it was bad. It was probably the worst feeling besides my trigeminal neuralgia that I have, it was probably the worst feeling I'd ever experienced. Like, talk about wanting to do a castaway and knock your own teeth out. Yeah.
Right. Oh, God. Where did you go? Did you go just to a regular dentist?
Went to a dentist that was 2 hours away from Celebrity Center.
Oh, come on. See, what is their problem? You could have gone, you're in Los Angeles. You could have gone to anyone.
Anyone. I had it covered. Like, you guys didn't even have to cover anything. I had it covered. You just needed to take me there, because the pain was so bad. I couldn't have even walked to Tommy Burger from Celebrity Center.
That pisses me off. That's terrible. Yeah. And then plus the Scientology celebrities, they weren't the best. They weren't very good at all. Like I had baby teeth, like you could see in some of them. I had like a couple baby teeth, so they did bridges, and what happened was he did like I had some titanium metal and then teeth on them as the kind of bridge. Like he pulled out teeth and then did it like that. The teeth kept falling off of this damn thing. It was such a piece of crap. Anyway, and then I'm walking around with toothless. Anyway, oh, this is like the nightmare.
It was like the dental there was a nightmare. Getting to see a doctor was like, not unless you're dying. Even if you have money, you're not going. They're not going to approve you for the time off or let you borrow one of the cars, even though you have a driver's license. It's cool.
Yeah. So anyway, don't go to the Scientology dentist. How long did it take to build, CC? Well, they were blocked. They were, kind of bogged on it for a long time and out in the tents and stuff like that. And then by the time I got there, so it was 1991. By 1993, we achieved we did the gala. So it would have been those 2 years. Very intense work. Very intense.
Yeah. Yeah. I heard about the work. I know. Here's one. Does anyone die in the hole?
I don't know if Annie Tidman was in the hole, but she died. And Norman Starkey died. I know that he was in the hole. I don't know if he was in the hole when he died, but he was in the hole. Lyman Spurlock was in the hole and he died. Let's see if there's anyone else that I know of. Those are the 3 that I know of off the top of my head. That's 3 people that were in the hole that died.
That's 3 too many.
Yeah.
That's 3 too many.
How would you
because
like that as your end of life? I was just talking to somebody today, Biddy, about Alan Kartazinski, who was blamed for the Lisa McPherson death. Biddy and I are going to talk about this, and she's going to come on my Wednesday, not this week because it's Christy Rinder, but next week after that because um, Claire won't be with me because she's doing SP stuff. So Biddy's going to come on with me, and we got a whole bunch of stuff we can talk about. But she was telling me how she was standing there as David Miscavige was case supervising Lisa McPherson, who died on their watch. But anyway, he was blamed. Alan Kartazinski was blamed, and he was made. Uh, he was hidden away in the laundry room for 10 years until all of the everything to do with Lisa McPherson went away, and then he was sent to the Rehabilitation Project Force. I became his twin. Matt and I were a trio ship. And second I got him in session, he was just crying like a baby about how he was blamed for everything and he was innocent because no one would listen to him for the last 10 years, about it, and he was just silenced all the time. And there's a lot I could say about that because I know a lot about it. But the reason I'm saying that is that he died on the RPF after I
yeah.
left.
So again,
On the
there's
RPF.
there's also the person that died on post, like at her desk, literally died, and it was like she dropped her body on post. It was an older lady in
Gretchen.
yeah, and she dropped on post, and it was like, and everybody was supposed to applaud, like, look, see, she's part of her billion years. She's moving on to the next body. But no, she's not. She died.
Oh, God. And you don't have services for these people. Anyway, yeah, there's 3 people who died who were up there, and there are probably others, but those are the 3 that leaked out that I heard about. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. I
And there
think
were people like trying to find out, from like on 2 of them, they had family who were trying to find out where these people were and were they still alive and everything like that, writing to me for years. So anyway, I wish I
yeah.
could help these people more, but
I
anyway.
wish I could do it to for every person that emails me saying, hey, my uncle's there, my sister, my brother, call and do a welfare check.
Do a
Document
welfare check.
everything.
Everybody do a welfare check.
Yeah.
Everybody
If
who
you've
has
been
family
told
in
they're
there.
dead, do a welfare check. Make sure
Still
that
do
you
it.
have tangible proof and not someone else telling you. Because you know how much it hurt when Amy told me that in 2005, or sorry, when Claire told me that in 2005, my dad was alive. It burned because I'd lived with the idea that I thought he was dead in 2004.
For too
So
many
all
freaking
these
years.
years, I thought he was dead, and I couldn't reach out to a dad, and I couldn't reach out to my family member, my father, because he was dead. And then come to
It
find
pisses
out,
me off.
just kidding, just bloody kidding.
Mm.
He's not dead. He's just being kept from you because you're queer. You
That's why? Did
That's
somebody
the
say that?
speculation. That's the speculation that I'm getting because I had just come out to my dad as being gay, and I didn't know the phone calls were recorded. Well, you and I both know as a gay person, they were not going to allow someone at Golden Era Productions to be in communication with someone that's gay.
Amy got flagged for being too nice to the workers. Well, I was just gonna say I feel like taking a blowtorch to the place. So I'm not like angel wings all the time on me. That
That's
pisses
funny. I
me
got
off.
angel wings on my back right now.
You are a little angel. No, that makes me so furious.
Hold
It
on.
makes me so furious. It makes me more than furious. Anyway, it inspires me to keep
Keep
talking
going.
Scientology. Yeah,
Yeah,
congratulations, you completely criminal outfit. Yeah, yeah, the whole world is gonna know just how criminally insane you are.
absolutely. Can you handle things real quick for me? I have to
Yes, I
fix
can.
my camera real quick.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. We know what that means. Okay, so thank you so much. Do I know Rocky Lackey? I've heard his name several times, but I don't know who he is that I can remember. But if you have more information about that, just put it in there and I'll check it out. So the next one is, any news on Mr. Foster? Are you talking about Sterling's dad? If so, I don't have any personal information. Free Xenu project of Farsick. Question. So what you were saying earlier, if you got a sunburn, they felt you committed crimes to pull that in seriously. Yeah, that is serious. I'm going to save that one though, because she's the one who got in trouble for that. Mousy says, how long did it take to build CC? We did cover that one. Free New Xenu project comment. Amy, proof Tom Cruise is bananas. I love that. I started that because I thought it was funny. It cracked me up as I read it. But yeah, it does. I like this one too. Tiny Turtles. TC should get off his butt and go get his own banana. I know. That's what I
Right?
thought too. I thought it has cracked me up. It's such a stupid thing, but yeah. This is Free Zunu Project wanted to ask you. So if you got a sunburn, they felt you committed crimes to pull that in,
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was put in treason.
And you were put in treason. You know,
Yeah.
actually, I just realized. I think that's an L. Ron Hubbard flag order for Sea Org members. That if you got a sunburn, you got a condition of treason or liability, because this was for the people who were on the ship. I thought because they would go into port and then play on the beach or something like that, get
Uh-huh.
sunburned, and then not be able to do their job the next day. Janice would have stories on that, I'm sure. And so they would get assigned a condition. So then it just goes all downtime. That's why everyone needs to know. If L. Ron Hubbard said it, that's what they do. So they're insane because that's what L. Ron Hubbard said to do.
Yep.
And it doesn't change and it can't change. So he wrote all these policy letters on what to do with people who speak out. Attack, 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 utterly destroy. That's why they do it. He said
Follow
it.
them, belittle them, cost them their job.
Yep.
Any source of income they've got. If they've got family, destroy that. If they've
Threaten
got
it.
friends, destroy that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's what they do because that's what Owen Hubbard said to do, and he is their source and their whatever, and so they can only follow that, and they can't think for themselves, and they can't think rationally. They don't
Nope.
have their own minds. It's terrible. This is Leaving Scientology by Louis Repetto. Your chapter on the Pura from your book was amazing. The YouTube video was so great. Thanks. Well, I thank you for that. I really loved reading my book, by the way. It was so therapeutic because I wrote my book just a couple years after I left Scientology. And so it was really it's like a phase, or like a gradient of peeling the onion, like Janice and Mark talk about, because you start off, Scientology is just really wonderful, and it's
It's
the
so
organization
glorious.
that's bad. Yeah, and it's just the organization that's bad. But I'll defend the organization or the religious beliefs in itself because it's helped me so much or whatever, right? So that's the frame of mind I had when I first left, believe it or not. So it took me just a little bit, but on Wednesday, we're gonna talk totally about that subject because it's really fascinating, about going from the organization is bad, but the religion is good, to the
Mm-hmm.
whole place is a freaking cult that needs to be annihilated and taken out and, part of history, never to be seen again. And so that's going to be our subject for Wednesday with Christy, who told her story up to that point. And now we're going to go, into that. So that'll be really fun and interesting, I think, for people.
Here's. Go ahead.
Huh? What were you going to say, hon?
I'm gonna grab the next one, okay? Because I think I know who that person is.
Okay, so Mischief. It's a mischief. I get it now. Okay, I've said this before, but it seems like all Scientology was clearing was love, kindness, compassion, empathy, and parental guidance and love. So far away
Absolutely.
from religions. Exactly.
See,
Yeah.
now you got it. That's how we grew up.
This should be on a freaking billboard somewhere, I swear. Okay, go ahead and you pick
Okay.
whatever you want to.
So,
Oh, I already answered that one.
okay.
Do
So
you know
here's
him?
my question for you. Did
Yeah.
Rocky, is this the Rocky that lived right near AOLA?
I don't know. I've heard the name Rocky Lackey for years. I don't know if I would ever recognize him or know anything about him, so
Well,
can't
so
really answer it.
there was a Rocky that was always, he was a never in. He wasn't in Scientology, but he worked with my mom at AOLA.
Okay.
He basically was doing all of the grunt work, the construction, because he had all the licenses. And so he would tell people what to do, like, oh, okay, you're gonna need to put in sprinkler system. Okay, let me show you how to do it, kind of thing.
Right.
And he had a daughter, and so he somehow it negotiated where his, I hung out with his daughter, but I knew his name was Rocky, and that
Okay.
was lived
It
on
might be
Pack Chase
him
area.
because I don't know of any other Rockies besides him, but yeah. Okay, do you want me to do it or you go
Yeah,
ahead?
you can. You have the clicking power. Click away.
Okay. Okay, so you got to go in and see if there's any other ones to star, okay, while I do the clicking power.
Okay.
Okay, so Evelyn Lee Barney, question, isn't CalMag a laxative? I don't know if it's a
Yes, it
laxative.
is. It is a very good diuretic.
I didn't notice it. I had to take it every day. I didn't notice
Well, when
that,
you have
but
no food in your stomach, it's really hard to get
yeah,
the food out.
good point. Good point. Magnesium does that if I take too much magnesium, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Hans Christian Schwartz, question, didn't you guys ever work out that you can undo the vinegar taste with a little bit of vitamin C? No, did not work that out. Can you? Really?
I don't know. I'm
I'm
used to
not
the
gonna
vinegar
I can
taste.
guarantee you I'm not gonna experiment with it. That's for sure. I don't need it. I don't want it.
See, and I'm doing the losing weight for with Denver, or losing weight for Denver, so I've upped my CalMag intake.
Oh, interesting. Now, hold on a second. Let me just hide this one for a minute. So, what is this losing weight for Denver, Steve-O?
So yeah,
Because I just started a diet, and so I'm probably going to be in on this too.
okay. So what it is we're challenging. So Denver's, if I don't know if he's in the chat or available,
I
but
didn't
he
see him yet,
basically
but
he's if someone can help explain, I think his kidneys are shutting down, and so in order to be put on the transplant list, he has to lose a specific amount. Well, that's hard to, when you're fearful of everything else going on, it's hard to lose weight. So I said, you know what? Why don't we do a lose weight for Denver? I'm going to do it over the next 2 months. I'm going to lose 25 pounds for Denver because I
wow,
need him
yeah.
to be here. I
Yes.
need him to continue doing what he's doing.
Oh, how
And,
supportive is that? Nice.
and was I thinking about a diet? There's a part of me, because I like being fluffy. But then at the same time, it's like, I need to lose weight for Denver so he knows how much we need him.
Right.
We need
Okay,
each and
that's
every
wonderful.
person that's helping. We're all a team. We're all a family. Like
Yeah.
it's about unity, and the right kind of
I love
unity.
that. I love that. I'm in. I'm in.
Sweet.
I mean, does it have to be 25 pounds in a certain amount of time
No,
or
it's
just
just keeping
whatever?
yourself accountable. It's literally
Okay.
just weighing yourself once a week and keeping yourself accountable for everything.
Right. Yeah.
If you're going to have sweets, have sweets. It's not that
Yeah.
big of a deal. But the difference is as long as you're losing 1 pound, then that's 1 pound that you've lost. I've
You're
lost
working on
1
it. Yeah.
pound. I'm doing the
Good.
best that I can. I'm
Good.
quitting drinking rock stars. Like, this isn't even tea, it's water, guys. I'm
Yeah.
drinking
Yeah.
water.
Right. Yeah. Good.
I still have my
Okay.
rock
I
star,
love
but
that.
it's my first
I
one
love
of the
that
day.
support. I love that support. And anyway, yeah, people go through hard times, but we're here for them for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what did Bruce say? Bruce says, I used to go into the Bourgeois pig, birds and Gelsons. Go into the Bourgeois pig,
That's
birds
the
and
restaurant
Gelsons.
across the street.
You
I
know
think
how
Vanessa
many
can
times
tell
I
us.
went into any restaurant across the street from CC, even though I was there 100,000 times? 0. And Gelson's, that's probably, I don't know what Birds is. Gelson's is
Is
probably
the
that
restaurant. So
shopping center?
Birds is the restaurant, and then I think Gilson's, Vanessa can probably answer that best. But I think these are the places directly across, right across the street.
Right across the street. Right across the way. Thank you. Thank you. Man, I'm sorry. I'm just like oblivious to my entire surroundings when I was down there.
Okay, you ready for the
I was
answer?
in the building.
Here's the
Yeah.
answer to it. Gelston's was Mayfair.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Good. 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 I know what that is. But anyway, so it's so fun that you actually went in there with a T-shirt saying "Suppressive Person Declare on 14 August 1987," printed on the back. Scientologist always left. That is
Nice.
funny.
I need a T-shirt that says, you know,
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to tell everybody when I left, but at the same time, I am definitely rocking the SP Angel.
Yes, you are rocking it.
Like it is in my sexy wardrobe.
The gray zone, or just anything that reminds us of the fact that our parents cared. Mom might have been silly with a lot and cruel with others for you, Liz, but it might have felt good to see her care.
Yeah, it does feel good to see her care. It does. Because I didn't get that a lot of times.
Yeah. Nurmanocan. Most of your crew don't know of the 1977 FBI raid. I didn't even know, and I was in the top management. I had no idea. And, like I didn't know almost anything about the history of L. Ron Hubbard. Nothing besides what they told us in the Ron mags, where they would say Master Seaman or, amazing whatever. um, and I didn't know the truth. And so I didn't know about this FBI raid. I know that we had to prepare things for a potential attack where we vetted out L. Ron Hubbard's name on all kinds of documents and stuff. Um, but I didn't have the specifics, and I was actually seriously shocked. That's something I want to really take up on the Wednesday as well, because that's what helped me, like finding out about that. That's what also helped me go, wow. You want to know what else helped me? I'll tell you guys. Um, did you ever see the affirmations that L. Ron Hubbard wrote?
Uh-huh.
He wrote these things called the affirmations, right? I read it and I said, "This guy is a sick dude. He's like sick." And I'm like, "I don't think this was what we thought it was." I never met him. Um, but you know, I had no idea that these are the things that he was thinking. It actually made my stomach turn so bad that I thought, "How in the hell was I in there following some guy that thinks like this?" Anyway, it's terrible. Yeah, so nobody knew about that. The people that did know about it were like the Office of Special Affairs, which were the people that should have been in jail themselves. The gray zone. I'm so sad I won't be there with you that weekend, Liz, but you will finally have a chance to yell back. I will be there with you in spirit. Yeah, you'll have a chance to yell back.
Right.
I had a stupid sunburn.
Yeah, it was just a sunburn. So what? My mom didn't want to come back. Who wants to be locked up eating rice and beans? The works.
It is funny, but again, I do know how tragic at the
Yeah.
same time. I do know. This is Chasby. Elizabeth Moss knows that she has to leave the room when Leah, Mike win an Emmy, but she doesn't find something wrong with that or similar to HMT, which I don't know what that means.
Handmaid's Tale.
Oh, okay. Dumbfounding. It is dumbfounding. It's like dumb
Yeah.
founding.
The fact
because
that she doesn't see the comparison is just, she can't be that blind.
Yeah,
Like,
well, part of the thing is like you do keep every single internal matter off of celebrities' lines. No internal laundry is to ever make it to the earlobe of a single celebrity, because you want them to be out there saying Scientology is wonderful.
it's
And so
amazing. It's just so filled with love and hate and bigamy and you know,
punishments, torture. Like I was just talking about the Debbie Cook testimony again, where Mark Inga Nelson's forced, after being an hour of being, or 2 hours being beaten by 3 people, was made to lick a public bathroom floor for half an hour with his tongue. Okay? That's torture that's going on inside Scientology. Mike Rinder has scars on his knees because all of the top executives were made to walk, quote unquote, around the conference room table over and over for hours on end with their pants rolled up, getting sores and abscess on their knees from the hard carpet, walk on their knees. Why?
Mhm.
Why are they walking on their knees? It's just torture, you know, and then they never get to heal. So you're constantly opening them, and he just has scars on his knees permanently for the rest of his life because of the torture that David Miscavige would inflict on people. It's the place needs to be closed down,
Yeah.
not just because of David Miscavige, but because of their policies as well. Because, you know, but add David Miscavige into the mix, and the whole thing should be burnt down. Okay.
Yeah. People ask me all
I'm
the
saying it
time.
like that, meaning, you know, figuratively, like the FBI needs to come in and take the people away that need to be, you know, put into prison, and the doors need to be opened, and people need to be told, go back to your families. This cult isn't going to continue any longer. The the governments of every location where they had Scientologists that get to confiscate the buildings and use them for, you know, divine
Homeless
purposes.
shelters. There we go.
Homeless
Homeless shelter.
shelters.
You got Los
Yeah,
Angeles, Skid Row is like lined with them. Super
yeah,
easy. There's a ready-made hotel. There's beds in there
yeah,
and there's showers.
yeah.
There you go.
People are saying, "Oh, you said burnt to the ground." You know, I'm not saying, you know what I mean. I'm talking about close the place down and get justice to be taking place, because they are torturing people inside, and it's not okay that they're getting away with it under the banner of religious freedom.
Yeah, saying that it's, the idea that anyone would say that this is religious freedom when you have no way to escape. When people have a way out, there were people that were paid to be there. Well, that wasn't a Sea Org member, because a Sea Org member could not leave. If we left, we were followed. If we tried to explain what was going on to family, the phone was hung up. This wasn't a walk in the park. There was no kumbaya, my lord. It literally was, how much can you tolerate? We're going to push you to the end of how much you can accept, and then we're going to let you back into the group. But if you do something wrong, we're going to push you all the way back out there again.
Yeah. Yep. This one is philosophy. It takes a lot to admit your wrongdoings and take responsibility. Amy, you're making up for it now. You were in a cult.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for that. I always appreciate comments like that. You know, I have to remind myself every once in a while. Yes. This one is Sarah Wynn. Amy, you were doing good work. I know that repentance is a driver to accomplish the things that you do, but you should feel absolved of what you did when you were in. Well, I thank you for that. I know that I'm forgiven by God, honestly. I know that I'm forgiven. I know that my heart has changed because of God's grace. And the love and kindness and compassion that I have is from Him, because I say to God, I ask, please, there's so much darkness in the world, and I come from a place that was full of it. And I ask Him, please shine your light and love through me so that I can, you know, be healing for this world in some way anyway. And He does that. And I know that that's where it comes from. And I appreciate it when people say kind comments like that too.
I do too. I think sometimes you forget that you're human too, and you're allowed to have
Right.
emotions and feelings.
Yeah.
And remember, what we're doing in front of a camera isn't just for clicks and views. It's letting you guys know
Right.
what's going on so that you can
Oh,
keep your family away.
yeah. Yeah.
Because some of
I
the
mean,
stuff
I
that
would
we went
rather like
through,
be, yeah, in Hawaii somewhere enjoying, you know, the sunshine or something. In fact, there's a lot of sunshine where I am right now, but I'm just saying, like, you know, it's not, I'm not doing that, any of this for my personal benefit whatsoever. Like, are you kidding? It's emotional all the time,
yes.
you know, and as you know, Liz, I've talked to you on the phone and I'll break down, you know. By the way, bless your heart for being there. Sometimes when I need
Always.
it. Yeah. And it's because, and I take things personally and I shouldn't, and whatever, you know, but yeah, we all are human, and anyway, try to do the best that we can.
Yeah, and remember, sometimes we forget that we're human, and sometimes we have to be reminded, like, you're doing enough. You're doing enough, I promise. But just getting
Right.
it out there and just listening to someone, if me telling people my story, if you telling people your story gets one person out and one person to stay away, I'm okay with that. Or
Yay.
I'll follow
Yes.
Tommy's rule and say if it gets 6 people out by the end of the year, I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
If 6
Yep.
people avoid it and 6 people come out, I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've had so many people write to me about how it has helped them leave, and thank God. I mean, so that is what keeps me going. It really is. Um, and Alex, I just wanted to say hi to Apostate Alex. Sorry I'm late to this SP party. Well, there's always replay, but I'm glad you're here now. And tomorrow, Apostate Alex and I are doing a live, and that will be 1 second. Looking at my calendar, that's going to be 2 p.m. Eastern time. Who
Okay.
knows what that is UK time? 6 hours later, I think. So I look forward to that. That's going to be a fun one. We're going to be talking about the IES.
I
But
know they've
anyway,
got a big rally coming up too.
yes. Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm supporting everybody who's getting out and making their voices heard, It's awesome. Thank you for being here, Alex. And this is Japan of Green Gables. Question: wasn't Janice's father the person who invented CalMag? No, he wasn't. But I'll finish reading. If so, I'm just realizing how much Janice's family impacted your life, Amy. CalMag, CC, and then you were Janice's junior. Oh, Janice has been in my life for a long, long, long time. Yeah, Celebrity Center is another factor of that, but not CalMag, because he has something he devised or developed or invented or whatever, his own kind. It was called Calm, and
Mm-hmm.
that I can drink. It's nothing like cow gag is what I call it. It's nothing like cow gag.
You mean you don't
So,
like mixing the powders yourself and following LRH's formula that's in the oh God, Reverend Handbook
and it's also
or
in All
Ministry
About
Handbook?
Radiation. The book All About Radiation, I think, is also. But no, and it was always made for me, and sat out all day for me to drink. But no, so he didn't invent it, but he invented Calm and sold that, which we didn't have in the Sea Org. They had that on, people could buy it in stores or whatever. But anyway, I wish I had that. I would have been able to drink it. Cornelius Antonius. I like that name. Question: does Celebrity Center have mice? They didn't
Yes.
when I was there. Do they?
Yeah. Here's the funny part. So not only did people pay a bloody fortune to stay in this hotel, in the galley, you have cockroaches, la cucarachas. Like, how do they pass some of these qualifications? Because there is times that one would run across my shoe and I'm like, get the bug off me,
They're so
and
big,
then
you
being
have
in
to say, saddle them up, saddle them up.
like you just got to sit there with the little dart gun and just yes. But in
They
the
didn't
actual
have them when
hotel
I was there.
itself,
Yeah,
no, because that's cleaned immensely. But in
yeah.
the galley, yeah, I've seen mouse droppings multiple. Well, not recently, obviously, but when I was in the galley, yes, I saw the
Oh, you
beauty
got to see it.
droppings.
I'm glad I didn't know that. Yuck. Oh, not like I haven't seen mice. I mean, I had to anyway, people know my story. I had to sleep in I was always being punished. Anyway, I had to sleep in these little places where the mice were, but anyway. And Matt got a rat bit his lip, and he woke up from sleeping on the floor in Rat's Alley, and the rat was latched onto his lip, and he had to stamp it. He stamped it to death and then laid right back down with the dead rat right there to go back to sleep because he hadn't slept for days. That's mad. It's
Yeah,
really
that's
gross.
willpower right there. If you haven't slept for days.
Yeah, you'll do anything almost. So Jane Ash, question-ish. The IRS finally has a budget to do big audits, e.g. asking Microsoft for 29 billion in back taxes. Really? This is the time to pressure them to audit COS. Yeah. Yeah.
I know there's
Yeah.
this Maryland's got a signature thing going around. If Marilyn is in the chat, if you can post that, it's that signature that tells people to go look into Scientology and that to stand up against their tax exempt status.
That's
I know her
good.
and her husband
We
wrote
we had
something.
we had that, website, um, you know, exposing Scientology and getting the postcards sent and everything like that, but the person who was running it is AWOL. I wrote to him a couple months ago. I was every every hour on the hour we were back and forth in communication on certain designs and something, and then I didn't hear from him at all. And then like 2 weeks later, and I was like, are you okay, is everything okay? 2 weeks later he said he was really super sick, and that he was finishing some stuff, and then no communication since. So, and it's been a couple months, so I don't know what's going on, but I don't
With the
know that
postcards.
that's unfortunately, and I don't have any other way of getting a hold of him. So anyway, sadly. So thank you. That's a very good point. So people can, contact the IRS and say, "Hey, let's get this place looked into." Follow the money. I always say follow the money with
Right?
Scientology. They're so money motivated. Francisco Mello. It says, Amy, I want to be as productive as you are. I can win a pop culture trivia contest. You don't need to regret not knowing celebrity trivia. Not important. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, luckily I don't make a living knowing that stuff currently. That would be a problem. But thank you so much for that kind comment. SV John 26 comment, Rocky Lucky was a course supervisor at Flag. Okay, he
Okay,
was from
yeah, then a
Seattle.
different
That's
person.
why I know his name. He was from Seattle, Rocky Lackey. Yeah, that's why I know his name. Good. Okay,
Because
thank you for
there
that
was a Rocky
clarification.
that lived on the Pac base. I don't know if anybody remembers him or anybody
Yeah,
here is from that
yeah,
time period, but
yeah.
he lived
No, I,
in those areas.
I don't know. Becca, thank you for your super sticker. Free Zuna Project comment, Liz, that's so awesome and supportive of you. Yeah, Denver is such a good guy.
Yes, he
Yes,
is. He's
that
like a
is
brother, and I
awesome.
love talking to him.
Yes. Question for you, Liz.
So, Cricket, Liz, any news on your father? Right now, the biggest thing is the bigger stink I can raise, the better, because the path that we have right now is, as I was told, the louder I am, the more chances that they're going to be like, your daughter's too loud. Goodbye. Um, there is a good chance of it, primarily because of his age. Um, if that's how it has to happen, then that's the path that we'll go as of right now. I did look into getting some documents done, but at the same time, once a lawyer friend of mine was like, "No, if you miss out on a bill, you can go to jail." I was like, "Oh, what? Like I got a family." And so that kind of scared the bejesus out of me. So right now I'm being as loud as I can. I'm gonna my plan is to go down to LA, say in a mega horn, and I did put a megaphone in my wish list. I'm going to go down there. I've got my webcam, so nobody can say that I was assaulting them or you know because they'll
Yeah,
they'll say everything under the sun, moon, and stars to get us to stop. You know,
yeah.
so I'll have my webcam, be streaming it live and all that stuff. And I'm going to be as loud as I possibly can. And I'm going to
That's
sit
amazing.
there and scream, hey, Robert Ferris, your family wants you out, and I'm going to do everything I
Good.
can to get that man out.
Yes. Fabulous. The gray zone. Oh my gosh. Yes, Amy, the affirmations. I know, right? Like, if you haven't seen them, just Google L. Ron Hubbard affirmations and be prepared to be grossed out.
Right?
Honestly. This person says, what are the affirmations? It's like, when, like, I don't know what he was doing, but he was like, telling him things, affirming, like, I am a good person, I am a good writer, I can control my sexual desires or whatever. Like, it's affirmations for yourself to, like, I don't know that that's a bad thing for somebody to do, but his were creepy and
Yeah.
gross. And when I saw that, I was like, this
It's
guy's
almost like his
a
whole
lunatic.
thing of like, if you put it
Sexual,
out
very
there, it's
sexual.
true.
Yeah, yeah, it's, I don't
You
know,
can
something like
you
that,
can
like
postulate it in.
yeah. I don't know. It maybe some sort of personal therapy for himself or something like that. And but anyway, they were sick. to me, and it really turned my stomach about him. And then I started like looking up everything about him, and then all the Aleister Crowley time period stuff came up, and I was like, this freaking guy is like completely nuts. Oh, and the OT8 materials as well, where he was saying that he was the Antichrist and whatever else. I mean, he's just nuts. He's
Yeah.
completely nuts. So I
It
just
wasn't
went,
all there.
okay. The whole damn thing was a complete disgusting cult. And then I could also start healing when I realized that too, because I wasn't holding on to anything. It was like, I need to inspect every stupid thought that I have. Is this cult or is it normal?
And that's the worst part, when you're going through stuff that you believe is factual, like you've been brought up your whole life to believe that this is factual. And then all of a sudden you're like, what do you mean it's not normal?
Yeah.
You guys don't
You
do
don't
touch
do that?
assists?
Yeah.
You don't have strangers going like this on your body? That's not normal? Oh.
I know.
It's not normal to hold cans? Wait, are you sure? Yeah.
There's so many things. We could make a huge list. It's just completely
It'd
ridiculous.
be one of those lists where you're like,
It'd be a fun thing it'd be a fun thing to go through and look at, Like I've done certain things, like what did we think was normal? Or weird things. What did we with Mark Headley and my husband, we've done a couple shows with like weird things that Sea Org members do or whatever. And it's just so ridiculous of what we
right?
thought was normal.
Like I thought it
Yeah.
was totally normal to get up at 7:00 in the morning and work until 11:30 at night. I thought that was totally normal.
And never take a day off in
No.
11 years. Yeah,
7 days
normal.
a week, 365 days a year. It doesn't matter if it's Christmas, Thanksgiving, unless you got the time off. And if you did get the time off, congratulations. No, not everybody did. And then it was like 365. Let's rinse, recycle, repeat every single day. Yummy, and have the same foods almost every day. Scrambled eggs, yummy.
I can't even do eggs. Eggs, when I got my blood test on the things that I can't eat, eggs was like number one. I said, no wonder I freaking gagged down their green eggs every day for 27 years.
I had to gag down the fact that we weren't allowed maple syrup on anything. We had honey for like when they did make pancakes or they did make French toast, because it did happen occasionally, but it wasn't like the good bread, people. We're talking about like wheat bread, rye bread, 12-grain bread, all no flavor. It was like cardboard. And so you're sitting there and you're trying to just gag it down, and it's got, honey on it, so it's sticking to this side of your throat, this side of your throat.
What I did most of the time, like I ate a lot of, you're going to think this is gross, but a lot of mayonnaise, because it would help things glide down that you didn't like or cover up the taste somehow, and make it creamy or something. So I used mayonnaise on a lot of things, and butter. Anyway, it's disgusting.
Yeah, I used enough butter to end my heart.
Joanne L. question: do any celebrity get treated like the others in Scientology? Do any celebrity get punishment or? Oh no, they don't get punished. No. See, they're love bombed. They're protected. They're not punished. They get away with crimes, and it's covered up and covered over. So no, there's none of that for celebrities.
Like a lot of the celebrities that get in trouble, to be completely honest, celebrities that get in trouble usually end up doing a free seminar at Celebrity Center.
There's
hey,
their
we covered
amends
this
project.
for you. You need to do this for us. Hey, we covered that you did this illegal thing. Hey, by the way, you need to do this for us. We covered your ass.
With a nice donation attached. Yeah. No.
We cover it in a pretty bow.
Sarah Liz, I'm so glad that you've been doing so many lives. Being on East Coast, I catch them with Replay Crew. I really admire your determination to get anyone out while you fight for your dad. Yes.
Absolutely. Because nobody deserves the life I live. Nobody does. People say that all the time, I wouldn't wish this upon my enemy. I wouldn't wish this upon my enemy. Enemy? That's
Yeah,
kind of
but
like,
either way.
yeah, I wouldn't force someone to live my life if my life depended on it. It just wouldn't happen. I went through there and covered it with a pretty bow.
I know. We're all here for each other. Just remember that. It's hard.
Mm-hmm.
Purple Groovy 69, always in the chat and always wonderful. Life is a fragile gift. Don't live someone else's version of what they believe. Your life should be lived for you, love for you, and be for you. You win a prize for a beautiful comment. I love Purple Groovy. Always has wonderful comments on my channel. It's just wonderful. Okay. Say congrats on 10,000, Apostate Alex. I highlighted that because I wanted to say congratulations as well. That's wonderful.
That's
And by the
fantastic.
way,
That's not easy.
no, it is not. And by the way, while we're speaking of that, I want to put this one up, which is please subscribe to Liz Ferris's okay, do you say Pokemon?
I say Pokemon.
Pokemon and cults.
That's right.
That's Liz. If you're watching and you're not yet subscribed, please go over there, like this video on both of our channels, and subscribe to Liz. Please.
Absolutely. I did see one that I was going to throw up just real quick.
Go ahead. Okay, I got to get this banner off 1 second. Or is it off?
It vanishes when I click it.
Okay.
Okay, so Carrie Plonge, who is responsible to cover up celebrity crimes? That's easy. That'd be the ethics office and the president's office and any other celebrity or any other Scientologist that gets assigned to it. If you're assigned to it, then you get to cover it up and you get to eat crow and basically throw your moral compass right out the window and cover this up for them.
Things like that would be reported up lines. Like that Danny Masterson's mother, that one of the victims of Danny Masterson's mother wrote to David Miscavige to let him know, and I'm sure that he was already briefed anyway. But decisions that big would have to come from the top. So, yeah. It didn't happen when I was, well, what year was it? 2003 or something. I was already sent to the RPF.
Yeah. And I was gone during all that time period. I thought about staying. I literally did. I thought about staying when they offered me flag. But then they made my life a little more hell. So
thank God they did. I'm sorry to say that, but it helped push you out of there. And I'm so glad that you are out of there.
Well, because jumping off the roof was the only answer for me.
Yeah, that is not an option at all.
It's not a good thing to have or be proud of, to be completely honest. Because I know a few people have messaged me and said, you know what, it's talking about suicide in such a way. Well, when you're tortured that much, and so hungry and so tired that you're starting to dream things, like, because the human brain can only be deprived of food and sleep for so long before you start having hallucinations. Once you start having hallucinations, people, it's really hard to keep your own sanity.
Big time.
It's not that easy. And so once I started dreaming of my Nana or having hallucinations of my Nana talking to me, and I knew she'd been gone for quite a lot of years, it wasn't good for me. Jumping off seemed like the best option, everybody.
No, I understand. And I'm so glad that you came through that and that you're here using your voice and you have a lot of people supporting you and loving you.
Yeah.
And it's Catherine says, Amy is like the adopted mom and Liz has an amazing soul. Thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And you are like the adoptive mom. Like you and I could totally be related. Except,
Yeah. I'll take it.
The blonde hair. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I started seeing, like, I don't even know the color of my hair because it's been blonde my whole life and I would keep it blonde and I wouldn't let roots grow out, right? And then so because I've been bleaching it for so long and now my hair is like kind of senior hair, so it's getting thinner. I couldn't keep bleaching it. It's just too damaged, right? So I said, okay, good. I'm going to go to the darker. Now that the darker is growing out, I have so much gray that it's going to look blonde again. I'm going to see if I let it grow out and see what it looks like. I don't even know.
I know
But
that I'm
anyway.
starting to get like I'll get random speckles of black in my hair
Oh,
and then
really?
random white eyebrows. I'm like, what? Ah, no, no, because it'll be a
That's funny.
pure white. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm not gonna go gray. That's rude. I'm just gonna be white. And then
I
I
would
saw the
like to go
picture of my
white.
dad when he was
Oh, yeah.
digging a ditch, and I was like, oh God, I'm gonna be white. Yep. That's it.
You
Blonde,
don't
say
you can't
goodbye.
get more blonde. You can't get more blonde than your dad. He's
Yeah.
super blonde. Buttercup, thank you. Buckled up, Buttercup. Thank you for the super sticker. Um, one second. So, Light Breeze B, let Liz's father go now, Miss Scavenge. Love you guys from Canada. Yes, let him go.
Yeah, just let him live.
Yeah.
Let him see his siblings, let him see me. Let him talk to me. It's
Yes.
okay. It's literally okay. I'm not going to tell him anything but the truth.
Right. Yeah. And, so what if he hears something that you might not like for him to hear? So what? If you're a Scientologist, you think you can confront and handle suppression. they they say all this stupid stuff. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah,
It's a
they do.
it's a daughter and a father that need to have communication with each other.
Yep. And not this, because I do love how they do this. Write a letter. They're not going to let him see it. They're not going to
They'll
let him
let me
see
see
it.
it.
You
And
know?
they'll all read it. There's no
Yes.
privacy.
And they'll laugh and joke
Everything
about
that
it.
goes to the int base. Oh, it'll just go in the shredding basket. Everything that goes to the int base goes through security. They open it, they read it, and decide if they will forward it. If
Yep.
there's anything that they, disagree with or whatever, it will never see that person.
Mm-hmm.
Or the person will be brought in and say, okay, a letter came in from your daughter and she just wanted you to know such and such. But they won't tell him the whole thing, but so that he knows that something did come in or whatever.
Yep.
But they probably won't even do that.
Yeah, they probably won't even tell him that I wrote a letter. I can
Yeah.
guarantee it.
Liz working that much is illegal in free countries. I'm not a lawyer, but pretty sure that is illegal anyway. I mean,
Yeah.
all of us, the whole place worked
Work
like
those
that.
hours.
Oh yeah, all of us. I
Yeah.
worked around the clock. I mean, I think I got an average of 4 hours sleep for a 2-year period. This one, 2-year period where it wasn't just working around the clock. We were working around the clock doing heavy manual labor, building buildings. I mean, I was doing concrete pours and putting up sheetrock and mudding and taping and painting and installing the electrical and installing the plumbing. Like I was doing everything, um, putting the stupid tiles on the roof, everything, and around the clock in the
Yeah.
heat of the sun and the freezing of the cold night, everything just around the clock for 2 straight years. And then they canceled my RPF assignment and said it was an injustice. And I think, thank you. Give me a
Yeah.
break. How do I get that 2 years back of my life and my brain? But anyway, even though you go on an executive post, you're still up and around the clock, doing administrative
Yeah.
stuff. They're
Someone's
just
always going to be
insane.
above you. And the person that's above you can always make your life a living hell. I know
Yeah.
that, Renee Duzak made my life hell. Like,
Yeah.
just negative ghostwriter. I want to believe that I will help everybody.
Yeah.
But that woman was vile.
Yeah. No, I understand. If she got out, I would help her, because it is part of the mentality when you're there,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
But
sad.
at the
It's
same
really
time, it's
sad.
hard because it's, like they did some mean things.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah,
you have to
exactly.
help them. You have to help every single one of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
If she did
Yeah.
come out and say, Liz, I need help, I'd be like, okay, let's do this.
Yeah. Let's do this. And
We have to.
let's have a few conversations as
Yeah.
well.
Because I would like you to apologize for what you said to
And
me about me being
realize
fat and ugly.
yeah, apologize and realize the effect that you had on other people. Why does that not matter when you're in? It really doesn't seem to matter. But anyway,
Yeah.
it's crazy. So I am not going to say your name, Kazri, because okay, I'll try. Kazri of Hecatee.com.
Hecate.com. Sophia.
Hecate.
Is
Kazari
it
of
Sophia?
Hecate.com. I don't know what that is. But anyway, question. The e-flyer calls the CC event a Scientology protest. Okay. I refer to it as a freedom rally. What's your perspective?
Freedom Rally.
Right. Yeah. And, I understand on the protest as well because, everyone's there protesting this cult being allowed to get away with uh, sick crimes. Um, but yeah, freedom rally. Yeah. Help get the people out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very true. Very
There's
true.
that are, I can guarantee you there's still children that are 14, 15, 13 that are being married off to 28-year-olds, 30-year-olds, and they're just supposed to do all the things that a married person's supposed to do, except if you get pregnant, guess what? You're going to be forced to have an abortion or you're going to be told to leave. And
Yep.
if you choose leave, guess what? That means you're going to lose your friends, lose your family, and you're going to be out on the streets. Well, now you're
Yeah.
not going to be out on the streets, everybody. You can reach out to the Aftermath. You could reach out to
That's
the
right.
beacon of hope that we have and reach out to any one of us. You're not going to lose a
There,
bloody thing.
there are people here the Aftermath Foundation is here for this exact reason. And it's to give freedom from people who have nothing and can come out and have a place to be, have a team that's working for them on their behalf, because I know what it's like to leave with nothing. That's what I did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Paris Cashin. Question for Amy. Did you know Lavenda Van? No, I didn't. David Ray or Lori Taverna? No, from 1982 Clearwater hearings. I did not know them. Where was I in 1982? I was in Clearwater. Clearwater
When did you
hearings.
get to
Yeah, I didn't even
Clearwater?
know about them. Huh?
When did you first get to Clearwater?
Let's see. I joined the Sea Organization on Halloween, very fitting, of 1979. And I went to Los Angeles, did my basics, went to Copenhagen for several months, Denmark. And then I went to Florida and I got there in 1980, sometime in 1980. And then, so I was there until 82. Yeah, and then I went to Los Angeles and then went up lines, and I went up to the Int base in 1983, at the end of '83, so yeah,
Okay. Because
and then I
my
was there
mom
the
was
whole
sent to
rest of the time.
Florida in 80, I want to say 88, 89. No, it was 88.
88. I was
And
up
she
line.
was put on as the LRH com flag.
Really?
Yeah, for I
Flag,
think like 6
like
months.
flag land base or flag for management?
I never actually saw her in the building. I think it was flag land base, but I could be totally wrong. I could
Okay.
ask her because
Yeah.
I'm going to see her after this.
Yeah.
But I know that she was the LRH com because that is the
Right.
position that she was put in.
Yep. Yep. Good. But anyway, no, I didn't know them, but I have seen some of the hearings. And so these people are brave people that came forward. I didn't know them personally, though. Anon, thank you for your super chat here. Did you see photos taken of declared family members like Rosemary said happened to her, or was that a one-time thing? Did you see photos taken of declared family members? I don't understand this question.
I don't either. Like, did they take pictures and show people that they were declared?
Let's see. What did Rosemary? I've seen everything Rosemary's done. So it says, like Rosemary said happened to her.
Like
Where
her
she
son's
was,
declaration. I wonder if he's talking about the son's declaration.
see photos taken of declared family members. I'm sorry, I don't understand that. If you could clarify it, you don't have to do another super chat to get it, but if you could clarify that, that'd be good. Photos taken of declared family members. I don't know what that means. I didn't have any declared family members, so I didn't see any photos, but I'm not exactly sure what that means. Okay, this one is the e-flyer calls the CC events a Scientology protest. We did that one. Did I not unstar that one? This one is, oh my God, Liz, that's a horrible thing you were told made me cry. You're beautiful and amazing. No one should ever tell. I know. Thank you, Michelle. That's good. Yeah. That's Renee for you, huh? And then Melissa Noble says, I'm obsessed with your stories and always so impressed with the intelligence of you all. How did you all get so smart with limited schooling? I know I didn't, I went to ninth grade, but it was just trying to get ninth grade over with because I was made to finish ninth grade before I could be full-time on staff in Scientology. So I really have an eighth grade education, honestly.
I had high school.
You
I
did, huh?
I did have high school because when my mom left, I was then put into public school for the first time ever. So then I got to get a lot of tutors. Like I had tutors for everything, math, science, reading. My reading tutor I saw every single day. So
when you said okay, I got it, Anon. So when you said taken, I thought you meant take a picture, but not take a picture. So yeah. So, oh yeah, we had photos taken of us, taken away from us. Yes. Yes. Taken away. Taken away. Sorry. Yeah. See, this is what happens when you have a misunderstood word, right?
Yeah.
I was thinking the definition of taken meaning you take a picture instead of taking it away. Anyway, totally got it. Sorry. Thank you for that. Yes, they were taken. All of these people are saying, that's not, I'm sorry. Okay, so I'm slow. And now I should put back up that education one again. How come I'm slow?
It's not that you're slow, because again, we grew up in a cult. So we do the best that we can.
Yeah. Okay, well, I've gone through all the comments. So, and we've gone for 2 hours and 45 minutes, and it just went by so fast.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, but I love speaking with you, Liz. That was really fun. Going back down. I mean, there's so much more we can talk about. We can maybe do another one and have Nora on too or something.
Yeah, I did reach out to her. She was getting her hair cut. So I was like, come on. Yeah. Just join in. Join in. It'll be a blast. But next time I'll force her to join in. Be like, you're going to do it.
No. Don't force
and have a good time.
No. But anyway, it was lovely talking with you. We'll be doing a lot more talking to you. And don't forget to tune in tomorrow, 2 p.m. at Eastern time for a talk with Alex. And then Wednesday night with it'll be with Christy Render, which will be really wonderful. And then the week after that's going to be with Biddy on Wednesday. So those are a few things coming up for everybody. And meantime, we're working on our books. I'm not working on mine yet just because I was distracted, but I will be. Matt's going like, I don't know what's going on. He's just typing his fingers off like crazy. So he's on a roll on his. But anyway, obviously it takes a while to do that, but he's working on it flat out.
Yeah, my partner keeps telling me I need to write it down and just get it all out from childhood to current. It helps. I'm going to start journaling and see. We'll go from there. I've never pictured myself as a writer, even though when I was a kid I used to want to be one.
Yeah, I didn't picture myself as a writer either. I mean, I got an 8th grade education and I was reprieved from the RPF for being illiterate when I was 16.
Right? So it's like, but I'm going to do my best because for some reason people want to know about I mean, not for some reason, but you guys love hearing about my childhood and how I've overcome it and how I'm super,
it helps
lovey-dovey and wearing my heart on my sleeves now. Even though I went to hell and back.
Yeah, you did. And your story, for people to be able to hear our stories and any similar situation that they're going through, even though it might not be Scientology related, it helps. And so yeah, use your voice in any way, in any means. Writing a book is really good too. So
yeah. So we'll see about that. We're gonna do baby steps because I don't know if I can actually, I have to put pen to paper first.
Yeah, I understand. Again, before we sign off, I want you to subscribe to Liz's channel, Pokemon and Cults. Yes. Okay.
Please smash the like button. Please hit subscribe. It does help the algorithm. The bigger this story gets, the bigger I become, the bigger noise that I can make. the more chances they're going to just be like, shoo, Bob, shoo, your daughter's too noisy.
Yeah, just go out there and go see your daughter.
Yeah, just go see her.
Yeah.
It's totally
Yeah,
fine. I'll
get
be
her to
like, hey,
quiet
what's
down.
up? I'll even make you some
Yeah.
chicken fried steak, buddy. I know that's your favorite.
Yeah. All right. Okay, lots of love to everyone. We'll see you again soon. Bye.